closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Live at the Bike, brought to you by the Bicycle Casino in Los Angeles, California, the first and only webcast of real action cash game poker. My name is Bart Hansen. I'm here with the poker babe, Shirley Rosario. It's Tuesday night. We wanted to do a limit hold'em game tonight, but unfortunately, we could not get the game down. So we're going to be doing 300 to 500 no limit, and that is a restricted buy-in game. The blinds for this game are 5 and 5. But in other exciting news, tonight at 6:45 Pacific, that's 9:45 Eastern Time, viewers of Live at the Bike are going to get a chance to play with Friar Dave Tuckman at thebike.com's Play for Free site. He will be entering a table, again, at 6:45 Pacific Time. We will be giving you the number of the table that he enters. It is a play for free site, which means it's play for money, and I think in a couple of seconds here we're going to pop it up and show you what it's all about. There it is. So we're going to give you a table number. You are going to see him there, sitting there, and you can join it. The first 9 players that join it will get a chance to play him. And surely everyone's going to start with the same amount of money, and whoever knocks David out, knocks him to felt, will win a free Live at the Bike poker pads, this thing right here, plus $100.
Plus bragging rights.
Well, $100 too.
Yeah.
So we will. I know that you guys are all eagerly awaiting that moment. It's only about 45 minutes away.
Right.
So without further ado, let's get to this game going on right now. Again, 300 to 500, no limit hold'em. Let's go around and introduce the table.
Okay, in seat number 1 we have Eric. In seat number 2 we have Alan. In seat 3 we have Gus. Seat 4 is John. Seat 5 is Tony, Hollywood Tony. Seat 6 is Sylvester. Seat 7 is Jennifer. Rick Nebbiolo, seat number 8.
Oh, boy.
And Francois in seat 9.
And this looks like an action lineup, Shirley. I wonder how many flops we're going to see tonight.
We know
Maybe
Bart's
4 or
being
5.
sarcastic. We're very familiar with these players. And do we have a live one on this game? I don't think we do.
It doesn't look like it. No. And they're going to chop it up here in the blinds. Well, that's not going to be the first time that we're going to see that happen tonight. Well, we've got some players with some chips on the table. Well, it's just interesting to see how players might adjust to an extremely tight table. The button's going to move over here to seat 7. Again, the yellow chips on the table are $5 chips, and that's pretty much all we use here, yellows and blues, which are 1s. You see purples.
Well, I was playing earlier. They did have purples.
Okay, purples are 25. And if you want to follow a live thread that started on the internet, you can go to 2plus2.com. Go to forums. Go to World Poker Tour and other televised tournaments. An old friend. I guess we're getting relegated back to that forum.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we're back on that one. Huh?
And go to the Live the Bike official thread for December 6th. And it's interesting because I don't know why they moved us out of that forum. It might have had something to do with some people getting into arguments with the forum moderator, but oh well, that's just something they're going to have to deal with. We're going to get into the first hand of the night here. King 5-8 on the flop. The pot was limped around. And everybody checks. Turns a queen. Gus has second pair, and Francois got 2 pair now in seat 9. And he still checks it from up front, Shirley. Are you kidding me? And Gus is now going to bet with the queen. Maybe he's going to set up a check raise here, I guess. And he throws the 20 in, and he's going to raise. Looks like 75 more. And I don't think that Gus is going to pay him off. Again, when you are looking for table selection, you want to get up and run away from this table that we're playing at tonight.
Yeah, if you're looking for action, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I will have to tell you, like I said, I was playing on this game earlier. I do know that at least one of the players is going to play in our Ho Ho Hold'em event tonight, which is the shootout, and maybe we'll get a live one in then. So let's see. The schedule for tonight is Tuesday, December 6th. No Limit Hold'em shootout, 300 plus 40. And that starts at 7:15, so you still have time to get down here and play in it. The great thing about these tournaments is they're starting you out with 10 times the amount of the buy-in, so you'll be starting with 3,000 in chips, and the structures are really good on this event. I've played in 2 events. I love this tournament. If I wasn't in the booth, I'd be playing it, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, that tournament series is going to go through, what, December 10th, and then the points playoff is on December 11th.
It's on the 11th, right.
So.
And if you're not in LA and you can't get down here to play in it, make sure you play against David.
That's right. Tonight live at thebike.com.
Thebike.com.
So, I mean, we're starting at 45 minutes into the show to get everybody a chance to download the software, because you need to go and download the software.
Right. Which shouldn't take you 45 minutes. It should take you about 2.
Yep. Now, this pod is limped around here 4 ways. The only thing that could be said about this game, Shirley, is it's probably going to play pretty passive, so you might be able to play those, that mini raise in position, and maybe bet the flop and take some hands down here. Sylvester here bets 25 with the nut flush draw. Alan's going to call with top pair, and Tony's in there with the flush draw. So Alan's still in there with Jack 9. The turn's an ace, and now Sylvester's got top pair. Pot's about $90. And it gets checked around. And the river is a jack, and it gives Alan trip jacks. It gives Tony a flush. And Sylvester has the nut flush. Now, Tony's going to bet 30 here. And I believe that Sylvester said he's going to raise. This is probably going to be the most exciting hand that we're going to see here. And he's going to raise it up. He's going to make it 130 here. Can Tony lay down the lower flush here?
Well, he said you have bigger flush, and he's right. He bets the hand.
So this is what we're talking about here when we're talking about guys that are not going to pay you off.
Right.
There aren't a lot of implied
odds.
odds.
Pretty good players.
Yep. Tony makes the lay down there with the low flush.
And that was one thing, I mean, that's something that you need to take into consideration when you're on a game like this. Earlier on, I flopped the open-end straight draw, and was against Francois. I looked at his stack. He had a nice stack, but I'm like, if I hit this, I'm not getting paid off.
Right.
He had flop top pair, and in a normal situation, I might make that call thinking I would get paid off, if I hit my straight, but knowing that these players are able to make reads, especially, Francois is very capable of making great reads.
Yeah.
That was an easy muck.
Now we have a $30 raise here by seat number 6. That's Jennifer. She made it with pocket 7. She's probably one of the tightest players on this table. And Francois calls with Jack 9. And look at this. Jennifer's flopped a set of 7s. And she's going to check it. Let's see what Francois does here. He's going to check right behind her. Oh, look at this. Quad 7s here for Jennifer. Francois picks up a flush draw now. And Jennifer's now going to bet. And look at this, Francois going to raise her with the diamond draw.
And she's like,
I can't believe my luck. 4 7s here. She's going to raise it up. He's going to raise it up to 140. And she's going to move all in here. She's going to move all in for 200. This might be one of the times where you actually might slow play because he doesn't have a 7, Shirley.
Right.
And it looks like it's another 120 here for Francois to call. And he is drawing dead. And he's going to make the call on the draw. He can buck his hand right now.
Forget it.
The river's a deuce. She's going to take it down there with 4 7s. Pretty nice turn card there for Jennifer.
What's up, Jimmy? How you doing on YouTube?
So, nice hand. 4 7s. Button moves over here to seat 2.
I'm not going to get on here, but it's a bad read.
And Francois says that's a bad read. Well, yes, sir, that was a bad read. Absolutely, that was a bad read.
took me down.
He didn't believe me this time, and I won.
Oh, nice.
No, I
Oh,
got
you
he
wanna
always
have
has the
top
same
pair?
hand. He's always on the same hand. I get a
Button
jack.
here.
he's got a big one.
Seat
You
2.
got a big
Tony's
one. Could've
limped
got a
in.
lot more
Pocket
money.
queens over here for Gus in the small blind in seat 3.
Race, make it 20.
And we get a $20 raise here by Rick Nebbiolo with ace-9 of clubs. Let's see what Gus does here. Gus is going to re-raise. Let's see how much.
Make it 70.
He's going to make it 70 here.
50 more.
So it's 50 more for Rick, and I don't think Rick's going to get involved here.
No, that's kind of a run for the hills when Gus re-raises.
But again, you know, it's almost like if any player shows any strength, you just get out of the hand here with this lineup. And Rick folds. And Gus takes it down there with pocket queens. Well, word is tomorrow night, of course, for our whale night, that the myth, the legend, Barry Woods will be playing.
Oh,
So that will be
good.
interesting.
Buy the bus.
I don't know if anybody was there then.
Everybody's got to give a hard time who makes it onto the final table, or onto the Play for Free site in the chat box to talk about and tell them to get there on time tomorrow for our LA Poker Scene voiceover work. At 12:30, I'm tired of waiting
Is
for him.
he late all the time?
No, not all the time,
Oh.
but
I have a habit of that too. You know.
so you can give him trouble about that there in the chat box.
Tell me he plays like a girl.
Race, make
What's
it
that?
20.
Tell me he plays like a girl.
Tony does?
No. Tell David
Oh,
that.
tell
That'll
him,
get him
tell him
going.
that he plays like a girl.
Yeah.
Ah.
That'll get him going.
Well, Sylvester here is going to bring this one in for a raise. He has the only hint of looseness on this table, and he brought it in for a raise with 8-9 off suit. And seat number 9 there, or seat number 1 there, Eric is going to call with ace-9 suited. Here we go to the flop. And it looks like Sylvester's outflopped him here. He's got second pair, king, 8-4. And he is going to bet. He's going to bet $30 here. And Eric probably is going to fold. He
Yeah,
has
you're
no
already
draw.
assuming. You're like, oh, he laid down. Not yet. There you go.
Again, you can email us, liveatthebike.com. You can also follow a thread started on the internet by going to 2plus2.com, spelled out, click on forums. World Poker Tour and other televised tournaments. And that is take a look at the official Live at the Bike thread for December 6th. And go download that software. I mean, who doesn't want $100, you know?
Yeah.
He throws a wet nap right back on it.
Without putting anything at risk.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is the point of me cleaning it? Yeah, it was good, right?
I'm going to read here a post here by Russ McGinley on 2plus2 in a second.
Chip.
Pot is limped around here. 4-way action, which means it's a $20 pot, and the flop comes out 9-7-4 with a couple of hearts. Sylvester's got a flush draw here, and he's going to bet 20. And Francois got queen 7 over there. He's got second pair. He's going to make the call. Again, the board is 9-7-4 with 2 hearts. And we are heads up here, 5-10 of hearts against queen 7. The turn's a deuce. Francois checks. Excuse me, Sylvester checks and Francois bets. And Sylvester is not going to get involved. And again, Sylvester is the only one that you could almost call live. But I
Yeah.
don't think he's really live. He's
Right.
just kind of loose.
In comparison to what we've seen on these games, like in the 1,000. Even the Well Night has some live ones, more than this game.
So, post here on the thread. Oh, all right, let's do a chip count here real quick.
There
So,
we go.
John in seat 4 is going to lead the table with about 2,000. Gus has got probably over 1,500 now.
Yeah, some of those are mine.
Yeah, that's a lot of chips for
Some of those were mine.
a lot of chips for this 3 to 5 game, huh? I mean, it looks like almost $5,000.
Yeah, well, we
Well,
started
over
this game
$5,000.
earlier.
Now, Russ McGinley on 2plus2 writes, they should have PM'd the details to loyal Live at the Bike viewers, especially those who've been on the show and got sucked out by noted poker authors. Are we still talking about this?
Who's the noted poker
7
author?
months later?
Who sucked out on him?
Russ Fox.
Ah.
Race, 10 more.
Now we got a limp here and a raise by Sylvester with ace-10 on diamonds. 3-way action. $45 pot. King 6-3, Sylvester picks up the nut flush draw. He raised it out of the blind
I made that
pre-flop.
aggressive play for Sherry, though. He said I
25.
wasn't playing aggressive enough last time.
He bets 25.
I pushed all in on my draw.
And look at this, Francois is going to call with bottom pair. He has the best hand right now. The turn's a deuce. He picks up a straight draw. And this time Sylvester is not going to shut down with his draw. He bets again.
But he does bet a small amount.
He looks like he bet 35, and Francois called again. And the river is a jack, and Francois is good here with the 3. And Sylvester checks. Francois checks, and Francois is going to take it down there with a pair of 3s. Over $100 pot.
All right, Sylvester, you're first.
1,700, 3,000. No diamonds, stuff like that. Limp, 40. Call. 200 in pot.
Looks like Francois is pouting about something.
Yeah,
Maybe that the one with the 4 7s.
he's mad at
Well,
himself for
it
making
doesn't
a
matter.
bad
He
read.
still has to put his cards up on the window, no matter what kind of
Right.
beat he took.
200. Negative, you have to aggressive.
I was going to say, I'll go smack him upside his head.
Fold. All in. What do you do? Oh, wait.
The button moves over here to seat 6.
Queens and jacks. Queens and tens. And over.
Seat 5 here's got Ace King. That's Hollywood Tony Caden.
Real aggressive play.
Loose aggressive phase you got.
Today I'm a very loose.
Well, Francois saying he's going to play loose tonight, so he limped in here with 6-10 of clubs. And look at this. John is going to raise it up here to 25 with pocket 5s.
I don't know.
Hollywood Tony's going to call with Ace King. And Sylvester's in there with pocket 6s. Seat 8's got Ace 5 offsuit. That's Rick Nebbiolo. I can't imagine he's going to play that.
Tony, smooth call.
Let's see if Francois comes in for this hand with a raise.
Under the gun.
For a raise. 6-10 of clubs. If he does, it's a $100 pot. And he does.
4 player.
So here we go to the flop. John is the original pre-flop raiser in seat 4. And look at this, King 6-3. Oh boy, Tony could get in some real trouble here because Sylvester's flopped a set on the button. And John is going to continue to bet here with pocket 5s. He's going to bet 85, and let's see what Hollywood Tony Caden does. Because Sylvester has him there on the button. Tony's going to call, it looks like, the $85 bet, which means the pot now is about $270. And here we go to Sylvester. Couple hearts out there. I would raise the minimum here, but that's just me, Shirley. Let's see what he does. I don't imagine he's gonna muck.
No.
Oh, wait, never mind.
He's got middle set here. And again, Tony's not stupid. Once this guy calls, it's almost like I think Tony's going to shut down with Ace King. And Sylvester's going to move all in here. He's going to push all in. He's going to move in for 380, so it's another 300. And what does Hollywood Tony do?
Well, what's Francois thinking
Well, we
about?
imagine that Francois is going to fold here and John's going to fold. But the pot is going to be about $650, $300 for Tony to call.
305 more. 300.
So again, it's about 300 more. The pot's about $600, 300 more to call.
Don't bother imitating.
And John's taking a look at. I can't imagine John's going to think he's good here with pocket 5s.
No, he's just
Put down
pretending.
everything you get on everything. Moves on.
And let's see what Tony does here.
He gets his chips
Tony's
in
going to
there.
make the call, and we're going to look at about a $1,000 pot here, folks. And Tony's going to need to hit running cards.
Runner.
That's it,
That's
folks.
not it.
Sylvester's going to take it down there with a set of 6s. And 6 is full of 3s.
I had a 6.
And Tony goes broke. Well, this is more action than I thought that we'd see all night.
I'll get it.
Hopefully this is going to be a good trend.
Well, you know, it kind of helps when the flop hits people like that, you know?
Yeah.
Top pair, top kicker in a set. So that's what happened with Gus. That's how he got my chips. Set over set.
Well, you know, the thing is that it's just, you know, for Hollywood Tony there, I mean, if you're going to make a smooth call with Ace King pre-flop, this game just isn't really deep enough, I think, for you to get away from that. The only thing, I mean, maybe some people would, because you've got the pre-flop raiser betting in, and you've made a call, and now a guy's moved over the top all in, so could you ever get away from one pair there? I mean, I think you could, but again, this game
It's pretty
not really
tough.
that deep though. So
It's pretty
just-
tough, especially when there's, the flush draw out there, because the person could be going over the top there with,
Just a
pair,
flush draw.
a pair flush draw or
Pair and a
something to
flush
that
draw,
effect,
something
yes.
like that. Straight draw and a flush draw, maybe
Right.
something like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
3 play.
Pot is limped around here.
We have 3 limpers.
Queen 6 Jack, and it looks like we got 2 pair here for Jennifer. And Francois is going to bet $5 with bottom pair, and Jennifer's going to raise. She's going to make it 20, and Francois calls
What do you need?
quickly. Wow. Well, he's going to need to spike a king here.
He
Turns
does.
a king. Wow, unbelievable. Francois checks, and now is Jennifer going to be able to get away from this now? And she's going to bet here.
All in.
And Francois moves all in. And I got to tell you, against Francois, I just don't think that bottom 2 pair there is good.
Hey, you want me to
There's just way too many things that king could have done. He could have had king jack. He could have had that king could have made him 2 pair, which it did. It could have made him a straight. I just can't see it, Shirley. I don't
Well,
think
I
my
don't
money's
see.
going
I
in
don't
with
see the
jack
king
6.
making a straight. I don't think Francois would call the flop with ace 10, but with a gut shot,
How about 9-10?
yes. Yes, that's possible.
Yeah. Betting in with 9-10.
Hey, Francois, you still deal blackjack?
I just can't see what Jack 6 can beat here against a sane, reasonable player. And she's going to make the call there. And again, I just think that if you step it back, and this is going to be over a $500 pot. And the river's a jack, and she sucks out. Oh, wow. And let's see him pout now over there in seat 9. Pout, pout. Unbelievable.
He says, "Forget it. That's it. I'm done."
Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Wow. And I guess he's done, Shirley.
Well, he's actually the one player I was talking about that's going to play the tournament. So maybe he's just like, "Forget it. I'll
Oh.
play the tournament later."
Never played if I got 150.
Well, that's a pretty bad beat there. I mean, it was pretty bad, though, that he caught up on the turn.
Yeah. It was
Oh, he's coming back, Shirley. So let's see if he's going to be steaming.
Oh, he's going to be going after her. You know it.
Sorry for what you paid for it.
What was that? Sorry, what?
Like I said, though, if you go back in your head, there's just no way that Jack 6 can be good there. When somebody who's reasonably good player check raises you all in. What can Jack 6 beat?
King 6,
Was he-
obviously.
was he betting
Once
with
the river
ace
gets
king
there,
on
it
the
beats
flop?
King
I mean,
6.
it's not limit hold'em. Well, the button moves over to Nebbiolo here in seat 8.
Make it 150 yard calls.
And again, folks, we pretty much have instant
I don't know why.
archives now. Not only do we have instant archives where the archives are updated after, about 3 hours after the show is complete, you can actually watch this show on a rerun loop all the way until the next day.
Right, until the next day.
So,
Oh, I'm sorry, Jen. Playing it really well.
Raise, make it 30.
Jennifer's going to raise it up here to 30. She's got pocket 6s. And look at this, Francois is going to call with 9-10 off suit. Out of position.
It's me and you again.
So he is steaming a little bit here.
I guess it's another 500.
So here we go. Francois in for, and he's hit top pair.
Check.
He checks. He's got 500. Look at this. Jennifer checks right behind that flop. Not a bad flop for 6s.
Bet 100.
And now Francois is going to bet 100. And it puts kind of Jennifer in a tough spot now, Shirley. I mean, she didn't bet to see where she was at on the flop.
And then this bet on the turn, you can almost justify it. She could reason with herself, he's frustrated, he doesn't have anything, he overbet the pot. But
She's
she
gonna
doesn't. She
fold.
folds.
And I'm sure he's not going to show. But she had,
Let's see the river. Maybe it's a 6.
he had the best hand. Boy, what a powder.
I was close.
Almost reminds you of like a little kid sometimes that someone took away his toy. And there's Rick Nebbiolo. I think that actually credit for him with the 2+2
Connection with
connection.
Live at the Bike.
I mean, I know
right.
Kev Math started the thread, But I think that maybe Rick pointed us towards that as something that could be
Yes, he's
feasible.
definitely helped us along. So,
Although, like I said, though, he never thought that Live at the Bike was going to be successful, though, in the beginning.
he didn't think that we would be able to get quality.
Live
They would,
streaming.
right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I was in that original meeting with him and Robert.
Was Robert Turner rolling his eyes at Rick when he
A
was saying
little
that
bit,
stuff?
a little bit.
We got a raise here. I believe it was by Francois with King Jack, and Eric's going to come over the top of him with pocket jacks.
How much is it? How much?
And wow, Francois made it 30,
5 more.
and
If I had more chips, I would have put them in.
Francois is going to make
You
the
had more chips, you
call.
what? In my hand, I would have put them in.
I mean, Eric made it 85 more, and Francois is going to make the call, and he is drawing slim here. He's got one overcard.
Was it 85 more or
Yeah.
total? 85 more?
Well,
Wow.
85 total, so it's
Okay.
$170
Only
a
55
pot.
Go ahead. I have a piece of that. I can beat that.
And Eric checks, and Francois is going to bet.
You sure?
50.
Francois bets 50. Let's see what Eric does here.
You know. Go ahead.
He's just going to call, and he checks blind here, Shirley, on the turn. And the turn's a king. Oh, what justice.
No, you didn't.
And he's going to bet 100. Unbelievable.
Like that.
And Eric played this hand kind of passively,
That'd be nice.
kind of like a girl almost.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding. And look at this, Francois shows him a
Doesn't want me to
king.
be nice.
He shows him a king.
Jack.
And Eric shows Jackson folds. I mean, Francois sat around, spiked the king, and then showed the guy. So he didn't get payoff anymore.
Well,
Wow.
I'm steaming.
he's worried that people are going to suck out on him.
It's going to get interesting. 'Cause we
I guess
get
so.
really-
So earlier on when I was playing, it was funny. He said, when we found out that it was going to be this game, he said, "Be nice to me." And I said, "I'm always nice to you. You know, I think you make good reads." I said, "I don't say anything bad." I go, "Bart thinks you suck." And then he's like, "Really?" And then I just start laughing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just trying to start problems.
I actually think that Francois is probably one of the stronger players that
Yeah.
we see in this game. But it wouldn't surprise me that somebody blamed me for saying
Well,
something
yeah, I
that somebody
did.
else
I
did
was kidding. Yeah,
say.
you you do tend to get blamed. You got blamed earlier for something I said
I'm
one
sure.
time, right? Yeah.
I'm sure.
I did tell him I was kidding.
And this one's going to get chopped around to the blinds. So we've seen some interesting hands here in the first, say, 20, 25 minutes of the night.
Called you Bobby Balon. Bobby, big Bobby, action Bob.
Button moves over here to C2.
That's your
Bobby,
name.
French name?
Balon.
Milan?
It's not bad.
Cajun.
Italian.
Cajun.
You're not like
Oh,
There's
so
Alan.
they're mentioning blonde.
Belande. Belande, whatever you want to call it. I always
Right,
thought it was
and-
Bobby Belande was his name, but he switched it to Jean Robert Belande. So.
I thought it was blonde, but I wasn't doing the commentary last Wednesday. I
Right.
would have loved to rag on him. Did he give you a lot of opportunity?
Wow.
I thought I was right now.
You mean when he ordered the cranberry and pineapple juice with a splash of Malibu? Yeah, we hopped all over that one. We got a $15 raise here,
No, that's a little fruity.
but I got to tell you, and I'll go into it after this hand. So Sylvester raises here with ace-10 of diamonds.
Are you going to make a deal right now?
Francois calls and Rick calls. Pocket fives and pocket fours. $45 here going to the flop. Set of fives for Francois. King 6-5. Let's see what Rick is going to do. He checks. And Francois checks. He's going to slow play the set. Turn is a 6. Francois fills up now. Let's see if Rick puts a bet in now with pocket fours. Thinking he's good. And he is going to bet. He's going to bet 30 here. Now, Francois has position on Rick. Would you try to make him fire here again on the river? And he just smooth calls. I just don't think that Rick is going to fire again here on the river. I don't see it. And the action is back over here to Sylvester. He's going to fold. And Rick can only lose his stack here on the river guard, surely, if a 4 comes. Because he's drawing dead.
Yes.
And the river is a jack. And what did Francois call? And Rick is going to check. And now Francois is going to bet. Quickly bet, too.
125.
He bets 125. I don't think that Rick is going to get involved with his hand. Yeah, he's not going to get involved. And Francois is going to take it down there, and he shows it. And again, the only thing that Rick could have had happen there was him to lose all his money on the
Do I
river.
have to show? I don't have to show.
No, but when you show something,
Show one, show one.
We were pretty hard on Bobby Belland, but actually,
He's an easy target.
Dave and I felt bad about it after the fact because David had told me beforehand that he had known him through the World Series this year, and that he thought he was a douchebag. But then, and he had heard that he was, and we were kind of ragging on him. But then, actually, after the show, I did an interview with him. He actually was a pretty nice guy. So I later apologized, and as did David, because David said that he had spoken to him for about 45 minutes after the show, and he was really a nice guy. Although I have heard bad stories about him.
Right. And you are aware that people are capable of being nice at,
That's true.
even though
when
they're
it
not nice.
when it suits them.
Yes.
And we also did see him behave in that manner during that World Series of Poker circuit event. Limp, and Eric's going to raise here with ace-9 of diamonds, up to $30.
Yeah, I was just playing until a damn tournament, and now I have to get stuck and play this game.
And you could have gone
Well,
visit your girl.
action's over here
I
to
want to visit my girl.
John Ingleson. He's going to make the call with ace-jack offsuit.
Oh, I'm steaming. I'm calling with any two cards.
And look at this, Francois. He's going to call
I'm
with
not
any two
lying.
cards.
If you see my card, you laugh.
7-4 offsuit. And his cards are live, though.
Yeah,
I almost
they
like his
are.
hand. Here we go to the flop. Well,
Check.
John's got top pair here.
Oh, I'm not first. Check.
And he checks. Francois checks. And Francois got a gut shot to the 5.
Francois should have put a bet in there.
But Eric's going to make a continuation bet. Let's see if John check raises here.
50.
It's a $50 bet by ace-9. Action's back over to the small blind.
200.
And he's going to check raise it up to 200.
I was going to chase it, guys.
And I'm sure that Eric is probably going to be done with this one
Yes.
pretty quickly. You got to remember, too, I mean, even if you're spike trying to chase with overcards, something that you remember at limit that, if an ace comes, you might not be good. In this case, he won't be. You would need running cards here. He gets rid of it.
Like 3 days.
And John Ingleson gets rewarded for making that call to a raise from easily dominated hand and takes it down. So we got about 10 minutes left until we're going to announce where Tuckman, username Tuckman, is going to be at
You know how
the
fun
What table he'll be playing,
no
right?
limit hold'em section of thebike.com.
Play
Again,
for free.
download that site if you haven't had a chance yet. Everyone's going to start with the same amount of chips. Whoever knocks Tuckman out
Oh,
will get a Live the Bike poker pads and
and if I hit something, I'm going
$100.
all the way to the river. I'm not monkeying it.
Limp here.
I'm not monkeying it, baby. Just tell the whole
So,
word.
I didn't even
These hands are
ask,
gonna
is
win.
this live,
I'm going to be straightforward.
like action play money,
bet.
or is it a single table
Really?
tournament?
If I raise, I'm going
It's
all
just a cash game.
It's
a
cash game. Okay.
I bet.
Pot is limped
I
around
bet.
here. 9, 3, 4.
Why?
Bet 40.
And Francois had limped in with a couple of black 8s, and he's going to bet on this board. And it looks like his hand is good here. He bets
Dude,
40,
I thought I had to set.
and he is going to take it down. There it is.
Looks like it.
I really thought I had to set. Then I was like, oh shit.
If you're playing every hand, you got some awesome nice hands.
Well, you say that Francois is going to be
playing
playing in the
every hand.
tournament, huh? So he's got about 45 minutes to make
That
his
was
money
his
back.
plan.
I'm calling already.
Once you
I don't have to look.
do a straddle.
Yeah, you can straddle
But
it.
it's yes. And I'm not straddling because I know you got me beat every time I straddle.
I don't think there's going to be much straddling going on in this table.
Uh-oh.
Pocket Kings over there for Jennifer,
Garbage.
seat 7. Ace
Yeah.
Queen for Gus in seat 3.
It's fun.
Gus is going to bring it in for a raise. He's going to make it 20 to go. Jennifer's pretty straightforward. I would imagine that she's going to re-raise pre-flop here. And she's in a big blind here, too. So she could have played this tricky shrill. She could have made a smooth call there.
Is that an all-in right there for her? No, it's not.
No, she's going to raise it up to 90. And this ace queen, if I were Gus, would go in the muck so quickly against this girl.
Raise to 90 more.
Just wouldn't even think about it.
Gus is not amused. Far from amused
Gus,
right now.
can you do me a favor? Can I get you
Well,
glasses?
especially since she can't like look at just
You don't
looking
need them. I
around.
mean, just putting them as a... You
Decoration.
scratch them like this, huh?
Is that usually a tell that you've got a strong hand when you can't look at the player?
When you're not necessarily won't look at the player. When you look
That way you
disinterested.
can be like Tony. Put it over your
Now she's actually looking.
And I do not. Well, let's see what he's going to do.
That's it? Now you guys can't read me anymore.
Race card
I'm
guy.
so
I think he'll lay it
How
down.
many tells
Yeah,
do
I
I
think it's
have?
probably the good lay down. He is going to lay
How
it
many
down.
tells do I have?
What is this?
No,
The
no.
He come
bracelet.
in here and he put these things
It's
in
my
front of him.
bracelet.
It's a bracelet?
Uh-huh. It duels as a slinky.
Yeah. That's what I thought it was. I'm like, wow. Who these days have a
I'm
slinky?
asking you.
But
What's his name?
Interesting
How many
stuff.
tells do I have?
sorry.
It's all right.
See, how many
Down.
tells do I have?
So you just wear it on your wrist, huh?
Yeah.
I could never fit it
Usually
around
where
my
you wear
hand.
bracelets.
How would you fit it around your hand? Though?
Oh, I'll put it on you, Bart. It'll look so
You
good.
want your glasses back?
Oh, I see
Straddle,
it has an
straddle,
opening.
straddle. Should I?
Oh!
No, I don't want
Oh, I thought it was pocket kings. It's king jack suited here again.
Oh, it looks good.
Race. Ticket 40.
You have to wear it for the whole show. Here we go.
at
Oh.
Wow. Now, if that's not gay, I don't know what is. We got a raise here to $40
From what
by
I heard,
seat
it's a
one.
fruity drink.
a lot of money, and
Yeah.
you monkey. And you monkey.
Pocket seven's
You're
going to
monkey.
raise it up to
Okay.
$40.
I want to make a deal with you. You want me to call it's a bad beat? Or if you want me to
And
get $5 back?
Francois got 8-6 off suit here. He says, you want me to call? Give a bad beat?
Either I call and I give you a bad beat, or you want me to get my $5 back.
Well, he's trying to jockey a deal here.
I'm serious.
Right.
Whatever you want. You decide.
Take my $5 back, or will I give you a bad beat? Well, Pocket Sevens is in pretty good shape here against 8-6 off suit. He's going to make the call.
He says, call me and we'll check it down.
Why on earth would you want to call and check it down
I don't know.
with 8-6? Makes
No.
absolutely
He
no
didn't
sense.
say that. Eric said,
I'm doing that.
you call and I'll check it down.
No, go.
Check here.
I should have called him.
Turn is an ace.
God.
And Eric's probably thinks he's beat right now.
I don't
No,
know so much.
check.
And Francois needs to spike an 8 here. And the river is a 6.
Oh shit, you did.
And Pocket Sevens is going to win there. Again, more nonsense at the table, things I don't quite understand. Why you would call someone with 6-8 if you were going to check it down, because that hand, you know, is usually a hand that you're going to call for the implied odds value of that hand. Trying to win, you know, maybe
Or if you can think, or if you think you can play post flop.
outplay it again.
Right,
post
outplay
flop,
him.
too. Yeah. Again, calling and checking it down.
I'm streaming all night until 7:30.
He's playing. He thinks he's playing blackjack. Every hand he's going to double down.
The button moves over here to seat 7.
Blackjack. Who plays blackjack?
You get some hands over there.
I have a monster.
Kings, sets,
Flip in real early.
Limp.
full houses.
Quads.
Yeah, just pocket kings. She got a full house. Full house. Jacks is over sixes.
Limp. Limps around. And look at this, Francois going to raise it out of the blinds. He's got Jack 10 off suit. He's going to make it 50 to go. Trying to steal the limpers, and I don't think anybody can call him here. Whoa!
I quit.
Look at Jennifer. She's going to call with King Queen.
16.
Well, here we go. Got about a $130 pot going here. To the
I'm
flop.
looking at my chips, man.
Oh, yeah.
Ace, queen, deuce, couple spades. It gets checked. Francois is checked, I believe. And Jennifer checks right behind him.
Time.
And now Francois is going to make a bet with the 10 of spades. And let's see what Jennifer's going to do. She's going to call.
That's not good.
And Francois got a gut shot. He could catch a king
does have a
or
spade draw.
spade.
He's got a straight flush.
So here we go. We've got about a $330 pot. And I got to be honest with you, who are you rooting for here at the end? And the river's a 9, and if Jennifer can make the call here, she's got the winning hand. Francois bets 200. So the pot is now about 540, 200 to call. And she doesn't look pleased here, but she has the best hand.
Oh, you noticed that? Yeah, just a little bit.
She's thinking here, Shirley.
Well, she called on the turn. I would imagine she called because she thought she had the best hand.
Well, she didn't have really much of a draw,
The 9
did she?
doesn't, right.
Yeah.
The 9 doesn't change much. It wasn't a spade. It doesn't make a Broadway.
Does she want to save? I think she
I think you're bullshitting me.
make the call then.
You want me to be nice? You want me to be nice?
Yep, want to show me?
Yeah, I'll show you one.
Oh no.
What? He's only going to show us.
She's got the best hand here, Shirley. He's
He
trying
says,
to
"I'll
psych
show
her
you,"
out.
yeah.
Trying to psych her out.
No, don't be nice to him.
I would still make the call
Be nice, I'll be nice.
if I thought I had the best hand, right?
All right, show me.
She smells it.
And what card is she showing him? I think he showed a jack. He showed a 10 of
He
spades.
said, "I'll show one."
He showed a 10 of spades. So how would that affect
I'm gonna
things?
be nice, but you
He
promise
would
the
bet
next
the
time you'll be nice
turn,
too.
but he checked the flop.
Alright.
Oh, and she's gonna muck the best hand.
Good fold. Give me the money.
I told you.
And he showed the bluff, Shirley. He showed it.
I know.
Oh, boy.
Now she's one grade.
Now she's gonna call me every time.
She's freaking gonna stab you in the back.
Wow.
I really don't care.
Unbelievable stuff here at Live at the Bike. You can watch live cash games every Monday through Friday
She was gonna call me, so I was here.
from 6 to 9 Pacific time.
Be nice to me next time, okay?
Oh, unbelievable.
Huh.
Button moves over here to seat 8.
She should. I should. We should. We all should.
Easy to say now.
Wow.
I think she thought about it.
She's not about calling.
I said it. I said when he
But like you said, why didn't she call? If she called the turn,
Right. The 9 didn't change.
maybe that he came out and fired so much on the river.
Good cards.
Seat 4's got King Jack suited here.
No coaching, guys.
It's John.
You guys want me to lose?
30.
No. Yeah. Can I get a rag?
And Jennifer's
If
gonna
I
call
can't
here
have my
with
money
ace 9
with the
offsuit.
right real hand, I have to bullshit. So whatever comes
Wait, he definitely is loud, isn't he?
He's
And
he's
here we
in
go to
rare
the
form
flop.
tonight.
King Jack against ace 9. Well, Jennifer's
Yeah, I'm
hit
not
top
really
pair.
a fan of
All
that.
diamonds, though. Not really a great flop for King Jack of spades. See if John tries to make a continuation bet here.
Tony's sponsoring the table right now.
And he is going to make a continuation bet.
I plan on
55. He's going to bet 55, and this is really difficult. I mean, she is heads up, but I don't know if she's going to lay down a hand the rest of the night now. She makes the call.
That's probably true against Francois.
Turn is a jack. Well, John has a pair now.
It happened to me.
He's going to check now.
Let me have some wine.
She checks right behind him.
Yeah, odds are
And the river's a 4, and the ace 9, if it goes check, is probably good. But now John's going to bet.
65.
He's going to bet 65. I don't think that's going to be enough, and she's going to quickly make the call.
Send it. King, queen, a diamond.
Ace 9 is good.
King. But the guy flopped the ace high. Got the king jack.
And she is going to take down over a $200 pot there.
And the guy had that
There you
hand
go.
all night. The guy that finally had the nut flush. When he pushed all in, I knew.
Well, Hollywood Tony Caden again. He's played a lot of tournaments.
When the other guy called,
I was so like, I can't even believe that I like didn't call.
Oh, I thought you were boxing.
Sorry, I was distracted by something. He basically, again, if you watch the 2004 World Series of Poker, he went out in the main event against Chris Ferguson with a bad beat. I mean, I like Tony a lot, but he really will tell you a lot of bad beat stories, Shirley.
He does have a lot. I think he says he gets beaten with aces a lot.
Now we need to see Francois cards in seat 9. Now Tony just limped in with pocket jacks in seat 5. And we're going to see a raise here out of the blind in seat 1 with king queen suited.
That's the funniest part. You limp in, then you raise.
And look at this, Al is going to re-raise to pocket with pocket 9s. And the action's back over to Tony. Tony limped. Eric raised out of the blind, and Alan pulled the limp re-raise, I believe, under the gun with pocket 9s to 95. Is Alan in the blind, or is he under the gun there in seat 2? Excuse me, Alan is in the big blind, so Eric raised in the small blind, and Alan re-raised in the big blind. And Tony limped with jacks, and he doesn't have no idea where he's at right now. But he's going to make the call.
I'll go Junior.
And again, Tony's the type of player where if Rags were to come and Allen showed a lot of strength, he might lay it down on the flop.
Can you take the 50-50 audience?
Francois got a king-6 suited over here. To a raise and a re-raise, I mean, kind of would be suicidal.
You want to use this one?
Deal.
And he is not going to play it.
65 more.
Let's see if Eric's going to get involved.
I'm not taking the big one, honey. Big one, if I pay it, I'm up it.
And Eric's going to make the call.
I'm pretty sure I know what Tony's got.
So we get about a $270 pot here.
3 players.
And here we go to the flop. Wow, and Tony Hayden's got a top set here, Jack 4 deuce.
Yes.
Nice flop.
150.
And Allen's going to bet 150 here. Hey, let's see what Tony does. Is he going to slow play here a little bit? The pot is $420. And he says, you got a big pair, huh?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I don't know if he'll slow pay because Allen's actually kind of represented a big hand.
It's a $420 pot, $150 to call. And Tony's going to move all in.
Real quick.
And I don't think that he's going to get a call here from Allen. I can't imagine.
Go Tony.
Let's see how much more it is.
Yeah, it all depends on how much more.
I know you're not flushing. Let's put it that way. I don't know how
I
big
think
these
what is
pairs-
straight draw?
I think I.
So let's see how much more it is. Can we get word how much more it
I
is?
just don't hope. I really hope you don't have what I think.
240 more. So
Yeah, I
the
would
pot
imagine.
is it's a $810 pot here. 240 to call. It's getting more than 3 to 1, but I just
I
can't.
think he can make this lay down, though.
Yeah, I mean, what do you put Tony on? I mean, Tony's not the type of player that's going to do this with ace king. I just don't see it.
I can't.
I had already like 30 sessions.
240
I
more.
didn't lose once.
Now he's still thinking about it
Did
here.
you? 30 sessions. I mean, I go home winning 100, but I don't lose. And today my session is I'm still winning, but I'm still pissed off that I'm winning.
He's looking over there to Tony. Again, I've never seen Tony show this type of strength without a big hand. But he is still thinking about it over there. Again, it's $800 pot, 240 to call. Whoa, and is he going to make the call? And he's
He
going to
did.
draw to running cards here. He needs running nines. And that's it, folks. That is it. Tony is going to double through with 3 jacks. And I just don't know really what Allen was thinking there.
No.
King?
The last time that I saw Allen play,
Yeah.
you know, he wasn't playing his game. Looks like it. Same thing tonight. I mean, well, his game, not as well as his A game. Yeah, that's.
And Tony takes down there. I mean, with that call, that's about a $1,000 pot right there, folks. Big pot.
So, do you want time it is? It's time.
Is it time to announce here?
It is
What do I
time.
do?
Live straddle.
There you go.
Well,
It's all you.
well, if someone told me what table. Oh, there
It's
it is.
right there.
It's right in front of me. Well, table 10069 at thebike.com. David under no limit, and it doesn't look like he's there yet, but
Right. Well, we're
luckily
on a
for us, we're on
delay.
a delay.
Yeah, he better get there. He has
But,
2 minutes to get there.
10069. Play for free, no limit site. David Tuckman. Look under Tuckman and try to win a bounty to knock him off. So again, check it out, 10069.
What did you have?
We've got 7-way action here. I believe the pot was limped around.
Okay.
Jack 7-3 with a couple of
Yeah,
hearts.
go ahead. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see my hand.
I forgot what I had.
And bear with us on this hand. It looks like we got a couple of flush draws here. It gets checked around. Turn is a queen.
40.
And Allen's going to come out and bet here with King 10 of hearts. He's got an open-ended straight draw and a flush draw.
Back. I can't think you. Your cards on the other side.
Again, the board reads Queen Jack 6-3 with 2 hearts.
John or Sylvester. I'm sorry, review.
And Allen has King 10 of hearts.
Yep, C4's got a lower flush draw. He also has a straight draw. See if
Right, he
he's
has
going to make the
5-7
call.
of hearts, so he has the gut shot and the heart draw.
Yeah. Is he going to make the $40 call here? I believe he didn't.
All in after the flop.
I don't think he's acted yet. Will,
No, they've already let go of the
Okay, well,
will he
Alan's
just flat call?
Yeah, he makes
Looks
the
like
call.
it. Yes, he just called.
get a really powerful hand here, too.
That'd be story here.
And look at this, Francois going to call. He picked up top pair on the turn because the block got checked around. And here we go to the river. The river's a heart. Two players make a flush, and Francois makes trip queens. And Alan's going to bet 110 here, and it might save John the fact that Alan only has 110.
Right.
What a river card.
I know he doesn't have aces.
And can Francois make the overcall with 3 queens?
I think it might save him some money here too.
Almost didn't call.
I don't think that he'll make the call.
John's going to make the call, and let's see if Francois is going to make the call.
You could have queens. I mean, you know.
Did Francois move all in?
I wasn't thrilled
What was the action here on the river?
He said call.
I think he said
Oh,
I
he said
call.
call. Okay, call. And the flush is going to take it down there. It's a $500 pot by Allen. I don't know really what Francois is so mad about, but hey, I've been trying to figure this guy out all night. Haven't been able to do it yet. So, Allen takes down over a $500 pot.
Gus,
And there it is.
want the small?
So again, table 10069.
3 to 5.
And that is the username Tuckman.
Better than call you, Tony.
So it's going to be great. And word is he's in seat 1.
So. You and I, when you were talking about that, like, because I
Better
was
than call you.
running so bad. I know. I was surprised. You
Limp,
called it.
limp here.
I was trying
It was
to
a big pot.
How did all these guys
Wow.
get in the game already?
They were probably
They're probably hiding
they were
out. I know
watching,
they're hiding
waiting
out,
for him.
trying to get in.
They didn't even wait for
it.
announcements. They
Yeah.
were just like, okay,
Yeah.
wait
yeah,
till he sits down.
Yeah. King 7-5 here with a couple of diamonds.
You could have queens. I didn't know.
No.
I thought maybe whatever. Check around. When you bet
Everybody
30
checks.
95, I thought he doesn't want
Turn is an
$70.
ace.
He's trying to get some, heads up. So.
I had 2 overcards on both of you,
Got checked around on the flop, limped around pre-flop.
but the jack.
Gus is going to make a bet here with Queen 7 now on the turn. It looks like he's got best hand, and he's going to take it down there.
That's what I was thinking about. Like,
So again, if you want to follow a live thread that's started on the internet, go to 2plus2.com. It's spelled out. Click on forums. World Poker Tour and other televised tournaments. The official Live at the Bike thread for December 6th. Or you can email us at liveatthebike.com, and you can play one of our co-announcers who's sitting right now at thebike.com's play for free site. Just check out table 10069. No limit hold'em. If you knock out Tuck, you win this Poker Pads Live at the Bike mouse pad plus a $100 bounty.
Probably this,
35.
don't you think? Comes with chips.
Yeah, it might be this other one here. We get a raise here by Jennifer. She's going to raise it up with pocket queens out of seat 7.
35.
Makes it 30 to go. And see if Tony Hayden plays. No, he's got king queen and he wisely folds. And Sylvester folds king 10 offsuit. And Jennifer's going to take it down. Well, and then the eternal question, as always, over there in seat 8, Rick Nebbiolo.
When will he play a hand?
Ever see him play a hand in seat 8? There he is. Rick Nebbiolo, as I used to call him.
Nebbiolo.
Big one.
Yeah.
Big one.
And he still insists he's not that tight.
Big one, bud. I bet 100, you know I'm. Thank you. Why would I bet 100?
The button moves over here to seat 4.
So I'd have to bet at least 200. Come out the same way.
the pocket 10s are going to haunt me for like a very long time. I have a really bad feeling about it.
And Francois is going to raise here with 9-7 offsuit to $30.
We know that Francois.
Eric's going to make the call on seat 1 with ace queen.
That's why I was still trying to figure out what I had, even though we said it like 16 times.
Time for C4.
And Tony Hayden's got queen 10 suited. He makes the call. And oh, wait a minute, the button's going to come in with king 7 of clubs. And Tony calls with queen 10 of clubs, and he is dominated in every facet. Covered by clubs, and we've got ace queen over there in seat 1. And the flop comes ace 3-3. And it's going to get checked around to Eric in seat 1, and he's going to bet with the ace queen.
75.
He bets 75 here, and it looks like he's most likely going to take it down. take it down.
The live straddle.
And we're going to see a live straddle, the first one of the night.
That ace queen again.
Buttons moved over there to seat 5.
And
That's what they call
quartet.
And
No, ace
straddled
queen.
there by Francois. He's picked up pocket 9s from the straddle spot. Not bad.
Not bad for a straddle.
A lot of people might re-raise out of this spot.
Bad hand against ace
It's
king.
just a bad hand altogether.
Tony's gonna...
Good luck with it.
It's actually got folded around here to the blinds.
Raise it.
And Francois is gonna raise out of the straddle spot. Pocket 9s.
80 more.
He's gonna make it 80 more to go.
Hefty raise.
80 more to go. And Francois. And look at this.
Gonna
Jennifer's
call.
going to make the call with Queen 7. She's after the guy. And Francois is actually really pissed off right now, it looks like, with that trip queens that he lost. And we've got about a $170 pot going to the flop. Well, ace, jack, 10. Horrible
And
flop
you
for
hate
both
that
players.
flop for 9s. But he still has the best hand.
You can set me up with some good.
Go, yeah. The market crashes.
Jennifer checks.
Yeah, that's it.
And Francois checks right behind
To be
him.
honest with you, I don't think the
Turns
market
a jack.
crash anytime soon.
Well, I think if Jennifer checks at the end, Francois might bet now.
People,
In Vegas,
depends on the location, but I mean, even in this location,
Well, check again.
even so,
And Francois is going to take it down here with pocket 9s.
cash rate
Show.
right.
to be able to buy some real estate. And they're going to make so much money they're going to retire.
Pocket 9s wins.
Jackson 9.
Yeah, he had to hate that flop there, Shirley. He had to hate it. And Francois moves into the big blind. And the button moves over there to seat 6. You know, Shirley,
Like this thing that
everyone can check out your website, of course, at
do
poker-babes.com.
it. Let me show
Right.
one card. And, let's
And
see
you
what
just
all
signed up for the 2+2 website, but you haven't posted yet, although you were
I know.
telling me that someone had a link to your website
You gotta raise
in
it,
a
all the
rebuy tournament discussion that was going on today in another part of the 2+2 forum.
Someone was asking for
Oh
suggestions
my
on how
God,
to
did
play
I hit
rebuy
one of them?
tournaments,
I
and
did.
the person said,
Yeah.
you might want to read this article.
I have to show the other one?
Well, the flop comes out ace 4-8 here. We can only see one of Francois' cards.
No, that's the only one that I want to. All right.
You're killing the game, bro. Come on.
Exactly, you really are. You don't know this
I'll leave it for you.
Oh, Dilly will put him in line. Smack him upside his head.
Get him
Come on,
out of
you're really
there.
killing the game.
Turns a 3.
Put a deuce.
Check, check, check.
Oh my God.
And the river's a 3. And it looks like King Queen here is good. King Queen.
Oh, shit. Oh, fair? Oh, shit.
And I believe that Jennifer's going to win there with King Queen, and she does.
I'm gonna win.
The only guy that went in had the worst.
It's going to buy the button.
Can I try it?
You sure can?
Oh, really?
Yes, you
Oh,
can.
thanks.
It's got to show both sides.
Oh, can I try it now?
And the button moves over here to seat 7.
Fan? Base?
I don't care what you do, as long as we don't slow down the game.
Don't you get your email?
Oh, yeah.
Fans
By the way, my
in
number
Netherlands
is.
Italy?
Limp.
Limp. Limp.
Can I
Limp.
put my number online? Can I say my number?
Limp.
Give me a
Limp.
pen and paper, please.
You want your gay fan base to call you back?
And a limp there by Jennifer.
Big fan base in Europe with those nude beaches, nude male beaches.
And everyone's limped in here. 5-way action. 5 times 5. $25 pot. Here we go to the flop. Deuce 6-3. Well, Gus limped in over there with pocket 7, so he has an overpair to this board.
Check.
Let's see if he's going to put a bet in here.
You will.
And he does. He bets 25. Brick is out of there. I believe he's in the blind there with 8-4. And Gus is going to take it down there with the overpair to that ragged board with pocket 7. So Gus has a lot of money in front of him.
Small blind, big blind, please.
So, Francois, what a character.
Yeah, he
Little-
sure
little like
sure
Bobby
is
Ballon,
tonight, that's
right?
for sure.
French
Kind of
name.
like Phil Hellmuth. I know that you don't want me comparing him to Phil Hellmuth's your guy,
He's not my guy.
but he's
Come on,
pouting.
give me a
and,
break.
well, you like him. You're
Po-
a fan of his.
Pocket aces over here for the big blind in seat number 1. So I'm sure this one's going to get raised pre-flop if it gets limped around. Oh, Jennifer's going to raise. She's got queen jack off suit. And Rick's got king jack of hearts. He's going to call. And let's see how much more Eric makes it out of the big blind with aces. You'd imagine that he's going to re-raise here.
Re-raise.
And he does.
60 more.
He's going to make it 80 total. Not bad. Makes it 60 more. Alan's got 8-9 suited, but he doesn't really have enough money, nor does Eric in front of him to make that call. Perhaps if they were
I don't
deeper.
think anybody can make this call here.
Yeah, I really don't like this call. If
Except
Jennifer's going to come out
Jennifer
coming with
still
queen
could
jack.
be tilting, but I would think she would make this call against Francois, but
Yeah. Wow, she
she's-
does call.
Yeah, she's going to against Eric too.
And Rick is thinking about it too, although I can't imagine that he's going to make the call either. I mean, what are the likely hands for
He
him to
might
raise
now
out of?
because he has position. He has a pretty.
He is on the button.
He does have a hand that you can get away from. I mean, you're looking for.
And Francois is going to make the call with
Wow.
ace-3 offsuit.
Francois, you've lost your mind.
Wow. And we've got a $250 pot here going to the flop. Oh, and the case ace comes out. And Francois bets right into it. He bets 40 into a $250 pot. He's trying to figure out where he's at. And Eric's going to raise. He's going to raise it up here.
Big raise too.
Looks like 110.
70 more.
And Francois really needs to be able to get away from this if he puts that little bet in to get his
Yeah, but
information.
he's
Are you kidding
calling.
me? He makes the call. Wow, and this pot's quickly about $500. The turn's a 7, and Francois is now drawing dead. And let's see if Eric checks behind here. No, he's going to bet. Just a little bit, though. Well, let's see here. Maybe
It's like 80?
90.
90. He bets 90. And Francois is in big trouble. I want to say that the pot's about 590, 90 to call, and Francois makes the call, and he is in horrible trouble. And he checks blind, and when the pot's this big now, Eric should just move all in here on the river. He should move all in here. He checked it down?
the
Are
heck?
you kidding me? That's just terrible. Oh, man. I hope, sometimes those guys just... I mean, if they're friends, it just doesn't
Oh,
make
okay.
sense.
No, it makes sense. See,
What?
it makes sense because he's stupid.
Okay.
No, he said that he didn't see the full house.
He didn't see the full
No,
house?
he saw the he saw the possible flush.
Unbelievable. Look at this. We're getting word here on the thread that Tuckman is running scared.
He's not
On
at the
the table.
table anymore. Is he on the table?
I can't be, can it?
Well, we'll see.
Did he get knocked out already?
Biggest market in the world. I thought it was Lewis.
The button moves over here to seat 9. Well, that's about a $150 mistake there that seat 1 missed out on. I mean, he had aces full of 7s. The second nut hand.
Raise to 20.
And Rick
Actually, there was a possible straight flush out there.
Oh, she's always good with catching that stuff, folks.
Anytime I can correct you, I'm all over that.
Rick Nebbiolo raises here with King Jack offsuit. 5-way action. $100 pot. And he's got a second pair here. Does anybody have an ace? Doesn't
Jennifer.
Wow. Ace rag. I mean, the thing with Francois was, the interesting thing about that hand is he puts in a $40 bet into a $250 pot, I'm assuming to see if he gets raised. But then he calls it all the way down anyways with ace rag.
Right.
Now,
And
Alan,
the normal Francois
look at
wouldn't
this.
make that call.
Allen's hit a set, and he bets 35. Jennifer smooth calls here, and I don't think that Rick can overcall. So Allen bets right into the set. And how much heat is Jennifer going to take here with the ace rag? Queen 9 is out of there. And here we go to the turn. Alan's got a commanding lead. The turn is a 6. Uh-oh, and Jennifer could get in real trouble now. She's made aces up. And Alan's going to bet again.
75.
He's going to bet 75 into a $170 pot. Pot's now $250, 75 to call. And let's see what Jennifer's going to do here. It looks like she's just going to call. And the pot is now $320. How much more does she have in front of her there? And the river is a club. It's a 10. She's got about $420 now. And what can Ellen be thinking? Was she on some sort of draw? Let's see how much he's going to bet here. Again, the pot's pretty big. He's going to bet 125. And Jennifer's going to call. And Alan's going to take down over a $500 pot there with a set of 8s, about a $600 pot.
Yes.
And we thought this game was going to be.
And we thought this game was going to be boring.
Yeah.
What do we know? Are you kidding? So, I'm trying to get where Tuck is still on the table, right? I'll get that word to you. Our technical staff is working on that quickly.
I don't know. We'll
Sorry.
call him.
Right.
the cause of it, don't worry.
Again, folks, I know that everyone's going to, we actually had discussed this with our producer beforehand. This is actually a beta test of this software, okay? We know that a sit and go would probably run better, but we're just testing it. Mm-hmm. And hey, there's a $100 bounty, so have fun with it.
Yeah, have fun
Don't
with
take
it.
it so seriously. It's just a beta test of the software. I understand that you might even be able to reload, as some people have quickly pointed out here on the thread.
Mm-hmm.
Just take it easy, calm down.
It's all good.
Yeah. We get a $75 bet here by John with Ace Jack, and Jennifer calls with King Jack. The turn is an 8. So John made that continuation bet here, and now she's going to check, and Jennifer's going to bet here. And I got to tell you, I mean, Jennifer's played tight tonight, Shirley, but she's really gotten involved with a lot of hands that are easily dominated.
I wouldn't necessarily say she's been playing tight. She's called a big raise with, was it Queen 7?
Well, yeah, against Francois.
Right.
Yeah. And John's going to get rid of the gut shot
She
here.
call another big raise with some Queen Jack or something like that.
She's badly dominated here. She just happened to get lucky there,
Yes,
right?
she
With
did.
the king.
Right.
But that's, in the long run, that's going to get you in trouble. Calling hands, like I said, with those types of those hands, King Jack, Ace Jack. And again, we'll get an update on Tuckman there on the play chips, but, again, I want to stress that it's not a tournament. It was a play for free cash game. And, just have fun with it, I guess.
I recommend it to anybody.
I mean,
Even you, Francois. LASIK, man, for you.
we have a raise here
One more.
Laser answer.
by Gus out of the blind with ace-10 of clubs.
Size 4 glasses like at night.
4 play.
And we got four-way action here. $80 pot. King 10-9 with a couple of spades.
The smallest stuff now.
No, when they do laces, it's smaller than 20.
So Gus has got second pair, and I don't think anyone has a king. He's going to bet.
55.
He bets
Oh, no,
55.
something. They say it's like 90% chance you're going to get 20/20, but it's
And it looks like he is going to take it down. Yeah, he is. And there it is. Gus takes it down. So you said that you lost a lot of chips to Gus and set over set, huh?
Yes, earlier today.
Did you both play your sets hard?
Yes, I did not slow play it. I made a big bet on the flop.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
The flat called. I made a pot size bet on the turn.
Yeah.
He moved in. I called. He said, I have a set, and I knew it was in trouble. Because the flop was like 8-4-3. I had a set of threes.
aces.
So, yeah, we're getting word now that David is now in room 10072. Apparently somebody kicked him out of the room. I don't know how that happened.
He
but-
was forced out somehow.
Yeah,
So join him on that table.
I'm sorry, again, folks, it's a beta test. And we can see that CW Siggy already knows that he's in room
Yes,
7.
he let us know. Thank you.
10072 on the thread.
No, I was going to
And I don't know, possibly we might actually get that. We're going to get that software up on the screen at some point.
because they gave me a poke rate.
Yeah, in a couple minutes we might check in.
We'll check in on him, see how he's doing.
Yeah.
Which I love.
How does David Tuckman get kicked out of the room?
Maybe he didn't. The only thing I'm thinking is he didn't sit in right away and missed 3 rounds. Well, because they pick you up if you're sitting out
Yeah.
and you miss your blinds. So
I went by there just a few ridiculous. So
Scary.
Limp here.
The last couple of times I haven't either.
okay, we do have pocket 10s there for Hollywood Tony in seat 5.
And he's on the button.
The Sunday I was playing a little.
I would imagine he's probably going to want to raise here and maybe thin the field out.
No, it looked like each.
Yeah, he's just going to
There
limp.
was over 400 people.
He's played pretty passively free-flop.
They
doesn't he?
used the room,
it's a 2-day event.
So,
poker room.
looks like 6-way action.
Montana room.
Queen 8 ace. John's got second pair over there. And there's the difference between maybe taking control of that hand in position and driving forward with it. You know, he probably would have gotten everyone out of there.
Right, and then he could have made a continuation bet on
Yeah.
the flop and probably picked it up.
Well, look at this. Francois is going to bet here. It's kind of a bluff bet. There's 3 clubs there. He's got 6-7. He's got a gut shot to the 5.
Yeah, very good.
And everyone's going to fold, and he's going to take it down. And there it is.
Time for your turn, Francois. Go to sign up.
No, sign up still for 7:30.
Francois, I believe, I asked him, he's French Lebanese. And it was Lebanon. It is French. It was a colony of France.
I am not
Yeah,
good
I
at
think-
geography.
You're not good at geography.
No.
I believe it was, and then they gained their own independence.
Live shuttle.
So you're gonna get me talking about that ethnic food again. Have you ever had shawarma before, where they cut the lamb off the spit, the revolving spit? Yeah, shawarma. It's good Lebanese food.
It doesn't sound appetizing.
Really?
Cut it off the spit.
Oh, there we go. There's Tuckman. Boy, he looks like he's getting killed.
Huckster. Oh, yeah, Kevmas kicking his. We got.
Well, let's get back to our hand, because we've got a big hand here. We've got ace king, king queen, and ace jack.
60 more. Good luck, Francisco.
And look at this. Rick Nebbiolo is going to raise it out of the big blind in the straddle pot. He's got ace king off suit. And look at that. C2's going to muck the ace jack. Tony Caden's got the ace king as well. So we finally see Rick play a hand here. And Sylvester's got king queen. So
No, Jennifer.
Oh, excuse me. So 3 of the aces are dead and 3 of the kings are dead. So chances are no one's going to hit this flop, Shirley.
Well, Jennifer still does have 3 queens.
And Tony's going to lay down the ace-king pre-flop. Wow. But Jennifer's going to
Jennifer will
call.
call.
And she is dominated with king-queen. Again, like you pointed out, though, she does have queens available.
2
And
players.
here we go to the flop. Oh, look at that. Queen, queen, 10. Let's see how she's going to play it. She checks. And you'd imagine that Rick is going to make a continuation bet. Not necessarily a bad flop for ace-king.
No, not. It's not.
And he's going to bet. And he's almost committed himself. He's going to bet He's going to bet 100 here into about $180 pot.
All in.
This sigh is a tell.
And Jennifer is going to move all in here.
And he knows his hand's no good. That little sigh. Oh.
Well, let's
I'm
see.
on.
Let's do some math out here. I mean, it's another. Looks like another $210. But Rick has about another 200. So I want to say that the pot is about 580, and it's 200 for Rick to call. I just
I
can't. He
guarantee
can't call it a
you,
gut
he
shot.
knows that she has a queen, that he's only good with the jack. So he's not getting the right price here.
No. Like you said, like if you thought that she might only just have a 10 with your ace, king,
Your
and jack, you
ace,
might
king,
be
or
good.
jack, you know,
Reading it backwards.
getting better odds here, but
You're confusing her. You're so confusing. One player per hand, please. I was getting confused on that one. I was like, what the?
Oh, that was
Well,
good.
Rick
That
is
was
still
good for a
thinking
second.
about it here. Again, the pot is about
If that.
$580, and it's going to be, in essence, 200 for Rick to call, because that's all he has left. And if he, like you said, if he thinks his ace, his king are good, he's got 9 outs, so he probably would be getting, if it was just against a weak 10, he'd be getting odds to call, and he folds.
Ace, king, or jack hit 10 outs, right?
I had ace king.
10 outs with the jack, you're right. Sorry, not 9 outs. Still, against a weak 10,
I just had a feeling he had a good pair.
you know, if she turned her hand over and it was something like, say, 7-10, well, I guess he could call, but obviously he made the right lay down there because all she had was she had a queen.
Oh, that's for the button.
And I guess we're getting an update here that Kevmath crippled Tuckman. That's why Tuckman didn't have a lot of chips left.
That's why Kevin had all of them.
Right.
Water for
These guys.
Unbelievable.
If Tuck's listening. You know,
Yeah.
I know Kevmath starts the thread, but don't be easy on him.
Yeah.
Don't give him your chips.
Yeah.
Four players.
Four-way action here, limped around. Again, this is going to be the first of many Live at the Bike interactive games. This is just a beta test. Have fun with it. I'm sure we'll have tournaments and such later on in the future. Might even be able to play Shirley Heads Up. How about that? How about
Something like that?
How about a tournament, a multi-table tournament where the winner plays Shirley Heads Up for a bounty? Turns a king here. Rick had top pair, now he's open-ended. Eric stayed in there with middle pair. And Rick is going to bet again.
45.
$45. And Eric folds, and Rick takes it down.
one bottle of water.
Hold back my tip for attention on that.
And the button moves over here to seat 8.
But I need the
That would be a pretty cool idea, right?
Yeah. I'd be more than willing to
Yeah.
do that.
And we're going to be running free roll tournaments just as soon as we get the software up at any time now. So there you go.
Yeah, he kind of went down a blaze of glory there. He was like calling it.
Well, then he won a pot and we started him back up again.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool.
And Francois, I think he's gotten up.
Yeah, and they're all talking about him, I think, right now.
Yeah. We can't slam the table. We're representing the bike.
Rick is going to raise it up here with Queen 10 off suit. And wow, look at this big, small and big blind both have the same name. King 9 off suit.
When they made a flush.
Here we go to the flop. It misses everyone. Let's see if Rick makes some continuation bet here. Well, chances are this flop missed everyone.
Put them all in.
Basketball?
I bet 100. I bet 200.
Gets checked to Rick, and he's going to
He
bet.
had ace 10.
30.
Bets 30.
He had an ace.
That's 32.
He would have paid you off for another 100, 125, something like that. Sure. Guaranteed.
And Allen is going to make the call. Wow.
He would have paid you off for that.
Turns a queen, and Rick picks up a pair now. Allen checks. The only thing is here, I mean, this might be a little bit fishy for Rick. What did Allen call the flop with? Did he call the flop with the 6? But Rick's going to bet again.
50.
He's going to bet 50.
Oh, no, I don't know.
I mean, did Allen call the flop to make a move? No, he's going to let it go now.
You would think that's what he was doing, but
But his threat to raise every hand kind of got more and more subdued.
Again, they were talking about how Eric could have made another $150 there. I don't know why he didn't
When he
bet
had
with
pocket
the
fives, he had pocket
the
eights.
ace is
full
full.
aces.
One time, so it was kind of unpredictable at that point.
I know.
Button moves over here to seat 9.
Yeah, threes.
Seat 9.
Seat
What?
1. Seat 1.
Eric,
Just
okay.
slap me, jeez. I'm testing
Please
you out,
don't
don't
invite.
you know?
Please don't invite me to do that.
Go ahead.
And looks like it just gets limped around here. Four-way action. 6-3-3 here on the flop. Did anybody tell Tuckman to be there on time tomorrow, though? You gotta remember to write that in the dialogue box. Got checked around. The turn is another 3.
15.
And now Gus is gonna bet here 15. And John is gonna get rid of it. with
Rid of the
ace
best
six.
hand.
Yeah.
Ace queen.
I was winning my bet on any other card.
And Gus takes it away there with a bluff. Takes it down with Jack Deuce. It's always nice to see you early in the morning, Shirley, like tomorrow at 9:30 when
I
we
know.
do
He's
our
being
next,
sarcastic. I
our
look
next
like
batch
hell.
of voiceover work.
Small blind, big blind, please.
I wake
said
up.
that.
I wake up and with enough time to take a shower, and that's about it. Take a shower, throw sweats on, and I'm
Small
there.
blind, big blind.
Well, an hour and a half later.
It is a long
After the
drive from
traffic
you.
kills me.
I have a nice 4-minute drive in
Yeah.
the morning. We do our editing for the LA Poker Scene basically across the street from the Beverly Center, if anyone's
Which is
familiar
right next
with
to
LA.
Bart's home, and
Yeah.
it's where all the traffic is in the morning.
Got a raise here by Eric. He makes it 25 to go with King 10 offsuit. And it looks like he's going to take it down. And again, I think that David mentioned it maybe a week ago, that one of our producers for the LA Poker Scene, Dan Abrams, wrote an article about the recent devaluation of Ace King. So if anyone has the current card player with Gavin Smith on the cover,
Oh, okay.
do you know?
Yeah,
did you
I had that
happen-
earlier.
Did you happen to read that?
I haven't read that article.
Look at this. Tuckman's down to 372.
Let's see. Look at Kevma, 3507.
And Tuckman says, I just folded a set. Yeah, it is dreams.
25.
A set of lies.
Oh, that's a good one. A good comeback.
Yeah, very, very quick.
They probably have on 2+2. They probably have quick comebacks, huh?
Yeah.
There's a thread there.
We're heads up here. Ace Queen of clubs against 8-9 suited. Sylvester raised it pre-flop, and he's going to make a continuation bet here. But Allen has
With a
second
nut
pair,
flush draw.
and let's see what's going to happen here. And Allen made a raise. He made a minimum raise here, but Sylvester's got overcards in the nut flush draw.
And since Allen only raised to 75, I would think Sylvester would call. It's not much more to him.
No, it's not.
It looks like that's what he did.
Well, it can't.
There we go. A short $5.
Turn is an ace, and now Sylvester has top pair. And it goes check, check. And here we go to the river. The river's a 3. Let's see if Sylvester makes a bet here. Allen checked the turn, and Sylvester is going to bet. It's about a $200 pot, and he's going to bet 50 here. And that is kind of a defensive bet. And it looks like Allen's going to fold.
A defensive bet. I actually think it was a value bet.
50 into a $200 pot?
I think it was getting what he thought he would be able to get from Allen. I think if he bet, a strong bet, he wasn't going to get it. Well, he didn't get $50, so.
There we get a look at Sylvester. Now we're going to get into the next hand here. Button moves over there to seat 4. We have a new dealer. Pocket aces here for Gus in the cutoff in seat 3. Oh, and is Sylvester getting up and leaving?
Looks like it. Maybe he's going to play the tournament too.
And Gus is going to raise it up here.
So he's getting up with $1,000.
Gus raises to 20. Tony folds, and Jennifer's going to come in with one of these trap hands again, King 10. Is that right? And here we go to the
She
flop.
could flop tribs. 10-10.
It's true, but she could also flop a 10 with rags on board,
I'm
and that's
kidding,
where
'cause
she
she
could
did
get in
that
real
earlier.
trouble. Here we go to the flop. Oh, and here we go, 10-9-9. So let's see if she gets herself in trouble here. It's a $40
She's like, oh.
pop.
No, but you raised.
And she's going to bet 40. And remember that she check raised with her trips earlier against Rick. So does Gus give her credit for betting out here on a 9? He's going to raise it up here. Looks like he's going to make it 80. I think 120 total. So it's 80 more. And she's going to quickly call here, Shirley, without a second thought. And she's drawing to a 10. If a king came, it would be no good.
Right.
Turns a queen.
Which does give her the jack out.
And she's going to bet here again. She's going to bet 100.
95.
Let's see what Gus does here. Is this kind of a little bit of a blocker bet here on the turn? Gus is just going to call. And the pot's about $500 as we go to the river. And the river's a 3, and Gus is good here. And if it gets checked to Gus, he's got to put a value bet in here. I mean, it's a $500 pot. Why not say at least half of the pot? He was going to bet $200. So the pot is about $650 to $700, $200 to call, and she's going to call. And Gus is going to take down over an $800 pot. And there it is. Again, Shirley, King 10 getting you into a little bit of a trouble.
Right.
10 queen?
I have 10 king, actually.
I don't know about showing that hand either.
No, I'd be a little embarrassed.
Really?
It's like you didn't bet very much at the beginning. You bet 20, right?
That's just me.
Gus is smooth like that.
Yep, Gus is smooth. Call him Mr. Smooth, Mr. Ice.
You might have outdrawn him. You might have been straight on him.
And the button here has moved over to seat 5. And Tuck, I think he's up to 2,200 now.
The sad thing is if I call the spot, you only bet 20.
It says rigged. Yeah, you know. That online poker stuff. So I missed you on the Omaha tournament again.
Well, I played it last week when you weren't playing.
Oh, it was my mom's birthday. It was a surprise birthday party.
25. Won a game.
Yeah, because I've looked for you every week, and I think you've only played like 3 times, right?
I've played maybe 5 times since we've started the schedule change. I just got other things going on, socially on Sunday nights that somehow take precedence over.
Hooters
Omaha.
Girl is off on Sunday night.
Omaha High-Low tournaments.
2 players.
We're heads up here.
You work 5 days, you have 2 days off, so I can imagine. I work 2 days, have 5 days
Yeah.
off, so I can squeeze in an Omaha tournament on Sunday night.
Jennifer's got King 10, and she's going to bet right in here. I believe that Alan raised it pre-flop, and Alan's going to call. Middle pair. Jennifer really has bet her top pairs all the time. And she doesn't have that much money, so it's not like if you're Alan, you can try to call spike trips or 2 pair for. And she's going to move all in here. I don't know why Alan made that call on the flop. I mean, unless he thinks that she's just betting into a flush draw here, but my goodness, I mean, he only has a 5. She could accidentally back into a pair here that would beat his hand. I don't really understand the call on the flop here. And I believe the bet here is 90. And I can't imagine that he's going to call here.
Lay it down, Alan. Lay it down. All right.
Get rid of that thing.
He's talking to himself. They've all gone crazy.
6 7s, and I didn't play it. $20 I call.
And she shows the winning hand there, Shirley. Which, again, you're probably not...
She gives a lot of information.
Yeah, you're probably not a big fan of that one, right? We got a new player coming into...
Okay, we have Rick is in Francois' old seat. And a new player, John. I guess in seat 8. There's John. He looks familiar.
My daughter, guys. Caller?
And Rick has moved over there again to seat 9.
She watched last time, got upset at the commentary.
And that way that her friends can go, hey, big lizard.
I think Tony said that his wife watched last time and got upset at the commentary. I think Tony said she was upset at you.
At me? I thought he was kidding. Was he serious when he said that? Because I said he plays really tight, which he does. And I said, no wonder why he gets knocked out of tournaments with aces, because it's the only hand he plays.
Wow.
But
Rick's got a flush draw here, and a
I
couple
didn't
people
say
have
he played
weak
like
aces.
an idiot or anything. He just plays tight.
The river's a deuce. Rick doesn't get there. And Jennifer has the best hand, ace 9. And is Rick going to make a little bluff bet here? Look at he's like a little mouse there. I can't imagine that he's going to get both of these players off of the this hand when it got checked on the turn. Now Eric calls. Now can Jennifer overcall here? And Jennifer's going to overcall. Got checked around on the turn, and Rick is no good. Ace 9 is good. I got to be honest with you. If Rick's going to make that bluff bet at the end, I think it's got to be more believable. I don't think he really bet the pot there. It was a little difficult. We got a new player coming into seat 8. That's John. He's having a massage over there.
Come in for $5.
All I heard Hollywood Tony say was that his wife watched last time and didn't like the commentary.
I didn't hear all. I thought I heard upset at the commentary or something like that.
Upset at the commentary.
Sorry, wife. When he told me that, because he told me that the day after, I really thought he was kidding.
He might have been kidding. Yeah, all right. Limp here. Limped around. And seat 2 there in the big blind, that's Alan. He's got he's got ace king. And he's going to raise.
50.
He's going to make it 50 to go.
50 more.
And John is going to call here with ace 9 suited. Jennifer finally gets away from ace rag. We are heads up. It's about a $120 pot. Deuce 6-4. And Alan's going to bet 85 here. And what is John going to do? Doesn't really have anything. Didn't really pick up any type of draw on the flop. And John is still thinking about here with ace 9. I don't know really what he's thinking about. And Alan's going to take it down there with that continuation bet. And again, if some people had trouble with the play for free site, we're just kind of beta testing it at www.thebike.com.
And it is a live action game, so only a few people can play with David.
Queen Jack offsuit here for seat 5, Hollywood Tony. Limp, 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 and we got a seat open over there in seat 6.
Oh, I'm sure.
And now this game is kind of rolled into the gear that I was expecting of it.
What, the tightness?
Yeah. Now look at this. Seat number 9 is going to raise. Look at ace 9 of spades. That's Eric.
I said we get part in here.
They're requesting your presence. They said, come on, Bart, get in the game.
Well, Charlotte, you can go out there and play. Why don't you go out and play? Raise here.
Calling you out, Bart.
No? And we're heads up here. Ace 9 of spades against Queen 10 of hearts. Queen 6-8. John outflopped him. He's got top pair. And it goes check, check here. Eric takes a card. Turn is a jack, and now John's hand gets a little bit stronger with a straight draw with his Queen 10. And he's going to bet. Eric has a gut shot to the 10 here. John's going to bet 70 here with Queen 10. Let's see what Eric does here. Looks like he's probably going to get away from it. Boy, these players are taking an awful long time for these decisions.
Yes, they are. And they're not difficult decisions.
Not really. I mean, Are you going to peel for a 10 here? You really think you're going to be paid off on your 4-outer? Maybe if he thinks his ace is good as well. Well, he's going to lay it down.
Queen Jack offsuit.
And Tony did have Queen Jack offsuit.
Good enough to take one.
But Eric put in that raise with the ace 9 and knocked people out. So
That was $55 call.
there you go. See, it seems like they're giving Jennifer a little bit of heat for the girl on the table, Shirley. You know, you might want to go out there and shut some of these people up.
You know, last time she played on this game, she played
Do you know which one?
better. I don't know if she just didn't get herself involved in, you know, tough. You know, if she just had no brainer choices that night, where she didn't have to make those kind of calls and stuff like that. She is really making questionable calls tonight.
I might have mixed them up.
Well, it looks like Alan's writing a message over there on some paper. I'm sure he's going to put it up to the window.
Probably.
We're eagerly awaiting what he's going to
He's going to say, I'm calling you out, Bart.
Alan has the button in seat 2. Again, we have a seat open here. Seat 6.
Okay, it says, we are calling you out, Bart. I know these players are what?
Unbelievable.
Go, Bart. Show them who's boss.
Did he see it?
Well, I mean, like I said, in terms of table selection, who the hell would want to come out and play
That's what I'm
against this table?
saying.
Are you kidding
You
me?
know, I love jumping in 3 to
Yeah.
5, and I would jump at the chance normally, but you're like, go play this. Meh, not really.
Not really. I mean,
Not one of the better games.
we got a raise here
Be lovely.
by John out of the blind with King Jack offsuit, and Jennifer open limped and called with pocket deuces. Well, Ace 4-7. Jennifer has the best hand here, but it's kind of difficult to know that. Premier Skaregard comes on board. John's going to make the continuation bet. He bets 45. And Jennifer open folds the pocket deuces. And John is going to take it down. So I wonder if I can get an update there. Tuckman's still alive over there?
Yeah, how's Tuckster doing?
All time.
Maybe we can...
We'll get it
My
up
very
there.
first hand is set down.
You've been getting your sets here, too.
And again, he is playing on
There
table
we go.
1007
Look, he's right.
too.
He's back
Wow.
out there.
Look at that. Unbelievable.
Calling you out, Bart Hansen, Cito.
Tuckman, you're the man.
So I think we're going to keep it on this hand right here.
We'll see if he actually plays.
Well, it looks like Alex Spade raises to... oh, it's actually Kev Math.
It's not
Lips.
raised.
He
The-
lips.
Yeah, the blinds are 15-25 and Tuck's out.
Called pocket ace.
Well, we're going to keep it on here for this hand.
And this is
because-
going to be kind of cool. We can commentate. We have no idea what the hole cards are.
Look at this, a 3 flush here.
And it was limped.
Plus someone for 30 grand. Remember when he called down Antonio Spangieri in that World Cup
Right.
tournament?
Look at
He
that.
was just,
Kev Math's going to bet 100.
And that must be an
And it
all-in
looks like
over
there's an
there.
all-in over there, so are
Yeah,
we going to get to see the
Yeah,
cards?
9-7 on this hand.
Oh, apparently not. Not in the cash
Not on
game.
this one.
3.
Check.
Oh,
What?
maybe he was an all-in over there.
How can he only make it 125?
Hey, you know. And
It's
looks
online.
like Kev Math's got...
Queen
Wow.
something and something something.
That's
There
great.
we go.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's go.
Yeah,
Next
that's,
hand.
that's good. Next hand, back into live action there. Oh, you can see that Tony Caden's got pocket kings here in the small blinds.
Does he play kings? Just
You know,
kidding.
But look at this, the button's going to raise.
35.
John Ingleson. He's got pocket fives, and Tony's going to come over the top for 135.
No, I just was.
Well, you're right. It's almost like he plays it so straightforward, Shirley. It's kind of tough for him to make any money. He could, I mean, I'm not a huge proponent of slow playing ever, but he could almost make a call there and play a trap and maybe check raise the flop or something.
Well, anybody would be out of their mind to call another $100 in that spot.
Tony just wanted to get back his money. He was saying he's
Well,
gonna
he
You know,
definitely
his,
is well
his
disciplined
raise,
about
unless
his.
they have aces or something.
Yeah, he's definitely well disciplined about his pre-flop hand selection, for sure. I just think, you play a lot more live tournaments than I do. Can you play his style and be a successful tournament player? Because don't you need to accumulate chips?
Yeah,
you
I would
can't
imagine
you
that
can't play incredibly tight in tournaments because you don't really ever have a chance.
you
to.
can play tight in tournaments if you want to make the money. But I think in order to win tournaments, you have to loosen up your game a little bit. In certain situations, I mean, you have to get in there and get chips, accumulate chips.
You like getting checked out?
Two players.
Now Allen raised here with king queen offsuit, and Eric limped, and then he called, and Eric is dominated. Ace 5-4 here on the flop.
They're passing around. We're calling you out, Bart, to each player on the table. Now Gus has it. Saying, "Come on, Bart."
That's 70.
Oh, Allen is going to bet 70 here. Well, hey, I mean, if you guys send enough emails to liveatthebike.com and put in the subject line, "Hey, Evelyn, we want to see Bart play," it might,
It might get
change
you out there.
something. Yeah.
But then I'll have to be in here by myself.
I don't think I'm really allowed to right now. I am going to be playing. Yeah, I am going to be playing Corporation Mike Heads Up though coming up, so I know that's going to be a lot of
That'll
fun.
be fun.
When you and Dave can be in the booth here together. Oh, there he is.
Going
We
around.
can look at it all day long.
Seat open.
Yeah, yeah. Butt moves over here to seat 7.
So I see here on 2+2, they appreciate the fact that I let them know that the Omaha 8 or better games on Stars are profitable. Have you got on those games yet?
I have in the past. You know me, I like to more multi-table 5-10 games as opposed to play 130-60 games. You and I are a little different feelings about that, but
right.
Usually pretty, Omaha games are probably pretty good no matter where you can find them.
I'm telling you that the 30-60 has been very, very good to me. Again, on Sunday night after I got knocked out of the tournament, I mean, I made a killing. I actually posted one-hand history on my site, where I'm actually almost out of line, and they're like 10 times more out of line than I am.
Now look at this. Gus bet with pocket deuces. Jennifer just called on the flop with top and bottom, and the turn comes ace, and Jennifer's hand is counterfeited. And it goes check, check here, and the river's a 4, but Gus bet with pocket deuces. And now it looks like he's going to bet again.
Well, he didn't bet on the turn, so she might make a call here.
Well,
if he had continued with a hefty bet on the turn,
she's gonna make a call, but I think that she thinks she's beat though. She's got a king, and she would have played the board there with any other king that was lower than a 9, right? She really couldn't beat a real king, and any other king with a weaker kicker would have been chopped up, right? But she did make the call. I guess she thought she was slow playing it on the flop. Well, it's funny. I read one of your hand histories that you posted up there.
Was that the one that I just posted? Because the one from yesterday, or what was from Sunday night, actually.
Not the one that you just posted,
ridiculous.
but from before. And the thing about the one that you had posted from before was, I mean, it was ridiculous, but players at that level tend to, I think when you move up there, just play ridiculously overly aggressive. And maybe, they just think that you have, made a play with, low cards. And anytime the flop comes out high, they're going to raise you. Almost it's the opposite of Hold'em, where when the flop comes low, somebody might just raise you with nothing, thinking that you've raised with high cards. And look at this. Rick Nebbiolo has moved over the top all in here with pocket 4s. And he's going to come over the top there, and he's going to take it down.
That's the first pot I think we've seen him win tonight, right?
Yeah. I mean, with Omaha, if people aren't familiar with Omaha, if the flop comes up, say, king, queen, 8, well, when you have people that are, normally going to raise in with, ace, deuce, wheel card, that's not the best hand.
Right.
For a lot of times in Omaha, if you have high cards come out from the flop, that will commonly miss somebody who's raised pre-flop.
Who had raised pre-flop.
So.
But not me, because I'll raise with it all. Actually, I think that you'll find the hand history really, I think you'll enjoy it. Because we've talked about this before, where I said I'm actually almost borderline out of line, was because I had ace, 7, 8, or ace, 8, It was, you know, an ace-ace garbage hand.
Right, I wouldn't play that piece of cheese.
I know you wouldn't, but we've talked about it, and you know why I do. And it was unbelievable.
We got 5-way action here, limped around.
And I hit an ace on the flop. What can
that's
these
always
other
nice.
4 players, there's five of us in the pot, what could they have in their hand? I have 2 aces and 1's on the board.
King, queen, 6 here comes on the flop. Eric's going to bet in here with king 3, and he is going to take it down. And there you go. And we've got about a little over an hour left live at the bike. Of course, you can join us tomorrow for our whale game. We're going to take a look at another chip count. So Gus has got almost 2,000, and he's up like about 500 for the night. John's got 1,400. Tony, he's up to about 1,000. And Jennifer's had a bit of a roller coaster ride.
So although he does play tight hand selection, Tony there in seat 5, I mean, it's working for him.
Yeah.
So he is winning, so.
Limp. And we got a raise here, and we got a call by Eric. I'm going to address an email here in a second, because I think it's one that's justified in somebody asking the question. Queen 3-5 here. Now John had raised it up, and now he checked, and now Eric's going to try to make a steal with Jack 8. And he's going to take it down.
Does.
Okay. Tom Norton, I don't believe that he has emailed us before. He says, why do you guys have so much trouble getting a limit game together? I thought the bike was a big place. Is there nothing bigger than a low-limit game being played there? Is the problem getting people to agree to be on camera? Does everyone just play no limit? Thanks, Tom Norton. Well, it's a combination of the fact that people don't want to play in camera, especially the 20 and the people in the 30 games.
Right.
Now, the 8 game, I think that I can almost guarantee that we will have that game on in the next weeks.
I think the key thing is getting it started, because people don't like to move.
It's just we're going to start the game here at this table, which we used to do in the past, but we haven't been doing lately. And, yeah, a lot of times it's just that we can't physically move a table, but if we start the game on the table,
then it works.
We can get it to go. Right.
And it's not that we don't have the games going in the casinos, because we do. It's just getting them on this particular table.
Now, Alan raised here with King 10 suited, and John, I believe, has re-raised. He's made it 95 total, and Alan shows the King 10, and John takes it down. And, yeah, it's just, we will have these limit games on. I'm almost going to put my reputation on it. And I hope the people out there that can hear me, that help me with the show,
yeah, see, it is a
will
big
help
place.
me
there
with this.
There it is right there.
What day?
Third day.
But I know that sometimes it bothers some people out there.
But as you can see, we have a lot of tables going. And a lot of those are limit.
Yes.
And we do have a seat open here.
Yes, we do. Seat 6.
Been limped around so far.
I'm kind of scared with these cards. I've won with the same exact cards before.
And it has been limped around. 4-way action. Queen 10-5. And look at this. Tony's got bottom
Tony
2 pair.
has 2 pair.
10-5 in the big blind. He's going to bet. He's going to bet 20.
What are you doing?
And Eric's got queen brag here. Why would you play that hand against Tony? Coming and betting out from early position. You got to put the guy on a minimum of ace queen, don't you? Here we go to the turn. The turn's a king. And now look at Tony checks now. And the river's a 4, and Eric
now
gets
Eric
there
gets
with queens
there.
up. And Tony checks, and Eric bets. And Tony calls there. Wow, I'm really surprised that he shut down.
Oh, shit, you did have.
Oh, there it is. I guess Tony thought that he was a little bit scared of straight possibilities
That's someone
coming on the
having
turn.
a call in for a gut shot.
Well, we know that we wouldn't have seen Tony in there with 10-5, so.
You know, so you can't. It's just you kind of got caught up in that a little bit.
But you could have queen 10. You know, you suck me in on that.
Button moves over there to seat 4. That is John Ingleston. And he is going to raise it up with ace jack. He's going to make it 45 to go. And Tony's going to make the call with pocket nines in the small blind. A lot of people would re-raise there, Shirley, huh?
With, I'm
pocket
sorry.
nines in the small blind. You get the button raising. But he just calls.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rick's got pocket fives. He's trying to figure out, does he have enough money to make this call? The raise is 45. I don't think he has enough, and he's going to fold. You know, Alan's got ace rag suited. I don't think he's going to come in there.
You and I, we could have used.
And Eric's pretty deep. He could have made that call with 4 or 5 of diamonds. But we're heads up. Pocket nines against ace jack. And there's the ace. Would have been a pretty good flop for 4 or 5 of diamonds.
Yeah.
And John is going to bet 85 here.
Well, John, it's either all in or fold. And I'm looking at all your chips and I'm hungry.
Well, if Tony were to make an all-in move here,
I think I'd fall out of my chair.
Gonna have a little wobble there when you put that bet in.
I don't really know what Tony puts John on here. I mean, a lot of people will raise with a weak ace on the button, right? It's almost like you just don't want to get yourself involved when an ace comes out on the flop here. You know?
I'll give up the 45. I had a pocket third.
Yeah.
Can't beat the board.
It's bigger than 5, just 6 this time.
9. Tried 9.
And I think that he's going to show him an ace, and I think he did show him an ace. So there you go.
I saw.
So do you know what the Royal Arlo is?
I don't.
I wanted ace queen 9 to flop there, and then I could have really got some of them.
I do not know. Do you?
No.
Ace queen 9 flop,
But
I'd have
supposedly,
bet. Pocket 9.
is it C.W. Siggy? Busted Kev math with that hand.
I don't know what the Royal Arlo is.
Entice you to call for
It looks like Barry Woods has joined the discussion. Boy, it would have been nice to see him
Hi,
play
Barry.
on the live
On the
at
Play
bike
for
site.
Free, yeah.
Play for free site, yeah. Look at these emails coming in.
They're all saying, we want to see Bart play.
Evelyn, let him play. We want to see Bart play. Hey, Evelyn, we want to see Bart play. Nicholas, Eric, Rob, and Michael. We got a race here to 35 by John Engelson, and he is going to take it down.
Nobody had anything to...
Oh, you don't have to post it again. You paid 2 already.
You know, my uncle has a beard like that. Oh, look at Tuckman. Is anybody going to bust him out?
No
He's
way
up to
now.
$5,600 now.
Did you see the call Timmy made in Commerce for you at that table?
Unbelievable.
Pocket
Wow.
ace is going for 1,000. Pocket kings call for 1,000. Pocket jacks call.
Here's
for
another one of
all.
the Hollywood Tony
Timmy
Caden's
looking at his hand,
bad
he's
beat
like,
stories going on in the background.
All blanks, and he hits the 3 on the river and wins the pot. And I said, "What are your odds were on the
25.
turn, Tim?" And he goes, "I'm gambling."
1%.
Yeah.
If that.
Got a raise here by Gus to 25 with ace jack. John is going to call in seat 4 with queen 10 of clubs.
You heard the beat that he did
He's a
on
good boy. He likes to play, though. Yeah. He likes to gamble.
And Rick's got pocket kings. Oh, boy.
That's why I put it on
See
there.
how he's going to play it, Shirley. Nebbiolo with the hand.
Oh.
Time.
And he's asked for time.
Right. Okay.
And there he is. He's going to raise it up. Again, one of the problems with some of these guys that play so tight
Is now when they raise,
Yeah,
I mean, they're
if-
not calling. Gus won't call with ace jack,
Why
I'm
not?
sure.
Make something different out of the show. He's got another
John's not
hour.
calling with queen 10.
He's got another hour.
If they
to
do
make
a
the
mini
show up
raise,
a little
maybe.
bit. Shirley can hang.
And Rick is going to raise it
It looks
up.
like he does do the mini
Raise
race.
50.
Going to make it 50. He wants to probably get it heads up here.
We all want to see you play, Bart. We've never seen it.
He's got the largest fan base.
Of course I do.
What? I do. I'm the chick, Bart.
So,
All right, maybe you do.
Well, Gus is thinking about it here.
As far as live at the bike, maybe.
That's true. There you go.
All the women and
And look at this, though. John's going to give Rick action with Queen 10 of clubs. And Rick isn't even that deep. That's amazing. And let's see if he gets himself in trouble here. Queen 9-5. I mean, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Rick only has like $130. It's not like you're going to be getting paid if you hit a huge hand.
And he's going to move all in right away.
No hesitation there.
Can John get away from the queen here?
Oh, John, you can get away from it.
140.
It's 140. The pot is about 300. 140 to call.
Good move.
I mean, the only thing you can hope for is that Rick is down this with ace king. I just can't believe you can make this call pre-flop.
Is that the one with Dirk 20?
Yeah, he's good too.
And he's going to make
He
the
does
call,
make the
Shirley.
call.
Unbelievable.
Just came out with
Just
That
unbelievable.
Olympic unit.
Oh, he's going to need to spike a
Can
queen
Rick's
at 10.
hands hold up?
Turns a 3. John
10
needs
or
a
a queen.
queen or a 10. And the river's a 9, and Rick holds up
Rick
with
wins.
pocket kings.
So earlier, Rick had played a hand, I think it was King Jack of Hearts, and then when it was raised to him, he mucked. I was saying that, you know, those hands are okay because they're, you know, home run hands like that, you know, Queen 10 of clubs. First off, you need to make sure that your opponent has a lot of chips. And secondly, home run doesn't mean top pair, you know, a queen.
Well, you almost want to see... I mean, you almost want to see a 10 there as opposed to a queen, number one.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, you're looking for two pair. You're looking for a pair flush draw. You're looking
Yeah.
for, you know,
well, it
Here's
it
straight
always
draw,
it just amazes me when we say it all the time. How do these players get any action? But they do.
They do.
So maybe they can just play this way.
yeah.
Now Hollywood Tony's got ace king. He'll raise.
40.
He's going to make it 40 to go.
It's a pretty big raise. I mean, the blinds are only 5 and
Look at
5.
this. Jennifer's going to call with king 9
And
suited.
yeah, she likes to call with
And Eric's got ace jack over there. And I got to tell you, I wouldn't call it that hand in a million.
No way.
And he makes the call too. And the flop comes queen 10-6. It's missed everyone.
What did you say?
And it gets checked around. Turns an ace, and let's see if Eric gets in trouble now. He's going to bet. It's a third diamond.
60.
It's a $60 bet here. And Tony just calls.
You know what? The last time you got me,
And I got to
Killing me,
tell
man.
you, man,
Four
if
on
it
the
goes
river
check
without me.
here on the river, I would think that Tony would want to make a bet here.
and
And Jennifer's going to call with king 9 of spades.
with no diamond.
Wow. And the pot now is about
That's
300.
sick.
And the river's a jack, and Jennifer makes a straight. And Eric's got 2 pair.
Jennifer, yeah, Tony makes a straight too.
You call.
That's right, it's a king. Tony and Jennifer both have straights.
I can't believe that she just called that. And then she gets there. She's rewarded.
I like that. I haven't even checked yet.
Well, Eric's got 2 pair. There are 3 diamonds out there. Wow, and Eric's going to fire here again. And he's going to fire
105.
105 into about a $300 pot. There's no way that the kings are going to come off of that. I mean, Tony's saying, what do you have, a flush here?
Wouldn't do that time.
I'm just going to call.
Yeah, he's going to call. And I'm sure Jennifer's probably just going to call behind.
Oh, awesome.
And these two are going to chop it up. And when you look at these hands, it's just unbelievable.
It is.
She
My
said she hadn't
goodness.
checked yet. I thought, uh-oh.
Of course.
Wow. You know, it's interesting that
Yeah.
Surfing Illini on 2+2 wrote something here a couple of minutes ago. He said, that Tony guy must be a break-even player at best. He's limiting himself to such a small range preflop, nobody with a brain would go up against him heads up.
And here we have
But
two
the
two
thing is
players.
that this is a tight table, though. I mean, these players aren't ridiculously out of the realm
And then
of...
when she said she hadn't checked it,
I mean, I
uh-oh.
thought, I got to be honest with you, I don't mean to be hard on Jennifer, but I've lost a little bit, a good amount of respect for her play tonight
As opposed
compared
to
to
the
when
first
we
time
saw her the
her.
first time.
I agree.
And, you know, some of these other guys, I mean, we had 3 people on the table call Rick with Queen 10 of clubs with when Rick didn't have a lot of money. We just saw 2 people call with Ace Jack offsuit and King 9 to Tony in seat 5. What's up here? What's wrong with this picture, right?
Right.
You know?
Why?
It never fills up as soon as someone reads it.
Yeah. Weird. I thought it would. It goes till 9, right?
And the buttons over here in seat 9.
Come back over here. The people who want to play.
4 players.
Lamp, lamp, lamp. Ace 10 deuce here on the flop.
Bet 20.
Medieval ace.
We got a $20 bet here by seat number 8. That's John. We haven't really heard from him.
I could hit a jack and beat
John's making a bluff here with Queen 7. And Tony limped in with King Queen. He's got a gut shot. He's not going to play. And John folds. I mean, where was the button that hand?
Thank you, bro.
Come on, Bart, you can buy him for 300.
Button was in seat 9. Well, Tony, I guess, was in early to mid position.
You would have called. We both would have had the same hand. I thought somebody might have had diamonds. Under the table?
There's one on that side.
Under the radar.
They're not great.
I played it very passive.
But seeing that Donna took my napkin.
So the Royal Arlo is 6-4 suited.
Oh, it's not put back down.
And according to him, it rules.
There you go.
20.
We get a raise here to 20. Ace 10 offsuit by seat number 8.
Are we getting somebody?
Did you read that? You read that, right?
Yeah.
And
Raise 6-3.
Allen's going to call with King Jack suited, and Gus is going to re-raise. Pocket 9s. See, this Gus mixes it up a little bit, right? He's going to re-raise out of the blind with pocket 9s here.
Yeah, but he's still pretty solid, too. I wouldn't really be messing with him much.
No, but I mean, he doesn't necessarily limit it to such a small range of hands like some of these other players at the table. Gus takes it down there
You were behind, no matter what. Even if they were
with
7.
pocket 9s.
I know only had 7 or 8.
Button moves over there, I believe, to Allen in seat 2.
They were bad enough. They were bad enough, so you didn't want to do that. They were bad enough. Well, they were good enough. I'm better enough. I'm going to say Queen.
So I went and looked at my new car yesterday.
What kind of car do you have?
I haven't bought it yet. Infinity M45.
Ah.
I'm
Got a
within
raise
the next
here
couple weeks.
by King 10 offsuit. My father said that if I ever bought Japanese, that he would ship me to Japan. So I've always bought American. I don't have a lot of experience with Infinities and Toyotas and Hondas.
Well,
gotta be honest
my
with you,
old car was an Infinity, and I told her that coming out of here, it was not my fault. And I loved that car. It was my baby. I had that car in a Toyota 4Runner, and then, just been driving my piece of crap Toyota 4Runner, and it's like, I want an Infinity, so I went and looked
Ain't that right, Bart?
at him the other day, and then, on yesterday I went over there with Steve. I'm like, oh, you got to come see this car. So probably within the next couple weeks.
Well, I always,
Someone's got to redeem it.
I've always bought Chrysler, especially actually after Daimler merged with them. So it's kind of the same company as Mercedes. My dad has a Viper. My mother has a Crossfire. I have a Chrysler 300. I'm pretty happy with those cars. Ace Queen 5 here with a couple of clubs. And Jennifer checked the ace from up front. And John bet with second pair 25. And Jennifer makes the call. And the turn here is a queen. And now John's got trips. Got trips. And he's going to bet 60 now. We're heads up here. John against Jennifer. And now Jennifer's going to lay the ace down. There you go.
Okay, we see.
And the,
Yeah,
oh wow, the
that it
river
was
would have been
an
an ace. Unbelievable. So we got an email confirming the fact here that Barry Woods will be playing tomorrow in the Whale game. So good luck to Barry Woods. And
And
we
the
got
update that Dave is kicking ass.
Dave Tuckman's kicking ass there over at the Play for Free site.
No, you need a drink? Like a real drink?
And we have an email here from a guy, Tom Martin, who says he's trying to sign up for the site.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder.
But he says that his username is already in use. He tried to use a different username, and it says the email I have is already being used.
That's not Bart.
We are a skin of Tiger Gaming, so if you are with Tiger Gaming, you have to make a new profile or a new email. So there you go. Hope that helps you guys out.
Right. And Tiger Gaming is Poker Talk?
You don't want to re-ring?
No, Tiger Gaming is its own
Tiger
thing.
Gaming?
He had 6-2.
It's its own
I
thing.
believe, yeah.
Okay.
5-6.
It is its own
Actually,
thing.
right.
6 deuce would have been better.
Yep.
Better hand.
Closer to the
Button moves over there to seat 5.
That is one of the funniest emails we ever received.
What's that?
That one right there.
Are you going
Do
to
you
read
see
it
it?
off?
Well, I was going to let you read it first, and then I'll read it.
Okay. Does Bart, this is
Okay.
from Barry Woods.
Right.
Does Bart really play? If he does, let him play. The endorphins from laughing at him will do a world of good for sick people everywhere. There you go, Barry.
I just meant you could have read it silently. I didn't want to read it if I was going to embarrass you.
Oh, no, believe me, I had already read it.
You had already read it. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Seat 6, new player coming into the game.
And he looks like a newbie. Like, I don't think that we've seen him here.
I don't think we have.
So he has no idea what he's getting himself in for.
Well, you got to know that electronic equipment is not allowed at the tables. That's
Right.
the first thing that he's going to have
But
to
he has
put
his
away.
lucky shirt on, so he might do okay.
8-6-4 here on the flop. The pot was limped around. A couple clubs. We got a bet here by John, again with a bluff. Well, he's got a straight draw, and Eric calls with King 8. Now Eric's got trips. So John just kept kind of bluffing here. He's going to bluff again. Bet's 50. This is the dealer, Shirley, that always has trouble with plural English words. She's been dealing here for like 10 years, and the players always... And look at this, he just smooth calls with trip 8s. Eric just smooth calls. And the river's a 7, and John makes
That
a straight.
gives John his straight.
And he's only going to bet here, it looks like, 75. 75 here. And was Eric
And
slow
now,
playing the trips here?
what's Eric going to do? Well, I think that if he was, he doesn't like that river.
No. It's a $75 bet. I just don't see how you don't raise there on the turn. But hey, I play it fast. Just like a lot of other things in my life, Shirley, fast. And he's still thinking about it.
I call.
And he's
Big
just going to make the call. So John's going to take down over a $200 pot there with the straight to the 9. Had a gut shot, and he made it. Wow. And that was a, like a one-liner. Anyone with a 5 would have had a straight there, but he had the good straight because he had the 9 on a straight.
Right. So Bill Frick is wondering about me updating my site. My site's my own. I'm
Yes.
not affiliated with Live at the Bike as far as my site's concerned.
Look at his tuck him, and look at him. Over about 2,600 there. Wow. And look at him, Whalecock, trip 7's up there. There it is. Wow, but he lost. We
He
can't quite
lost.
see what the other hand was. And they take a rake in the play for free site? Apparently they do.
No, did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I'll get you used to it now. Yeah.
We've got a raise here out of C3. He's going to make it 25. Now, Tony's got pocket jacks. Look at this. He just smooth calls. And the new player's going to call with King 9 off suit. Wow. Small blinds in there were 7-8 suited. And we've got a $100 pot here. And here we go to the flop.
Both times.
Four-way action. C3, the original raiser. Gus. King, Queen, 3, all spades. Tony, Hollywood Tony's got the jack of spades in his hand. Hey, look at this. John's going to come out and bluff again here, Shirley. He's a bluffing machine.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. Gus is going to raise bluff with 8-4. And the action's over to Tony. He's got the second nut spade draw, but he's got 2 overcards. And he played his jack slow pre-flop.
I don't even know what I had.
And he has the best. Actually, he doesn't have the
He
best
doesn't
hand.
have the best
Sylvester has the best hand with King 9. Can you make this call with King 9 with the 9 of spades in your hand? And he's going to fold. And that's actually not Sylvester. That's the new player.
Oh, that's right. New player, don't know his name yet.
I was also kidding, bro.
Yeah. Really?
And Gus takes it down with the raise. Wow.
There you go. I mean, you said that he was capable of mixing it up, and
Yeah, clubs. Dimes.
That's a good bet. You got it. I had the best hand. I just didn't like because if somebody.
so
gets
our
a
new
spade, I
player,
think it's jack.
his name is Darren.
Yep.
The guy had the next best card other than the ace, but they got to have an ace.
Button moves over here to C8.
Darren with the
So I know
lucky
what to
shirt.
believe.
So Gus takes it down with a bluff to a bluff.
That was nice to see.
I almost raised you.
Well, I would have done it.
I just was afraid. I had him behind me too, and I thought somebody's got that ace.
Yep.
Limp, limp,
Queen
limp
on the
here.
board's not great when you got pocket jacks. You have a king
And for those that
card.
follow the thread on 2+2, there's an interesting post. I'm not going to read it, but if you're following it, read Gone Broke's post regarding Tony Caden's play. Interesting. It's a little bit cruel, so I'm not going to read it, but it actually might make some valid points if someone's been playing against him for a long time. Now, I got checked around here on the flop, and the turn is an ace. And now Seed 8 is going to make that token bluff again. He's bluffed 5 or 6 hands in a row now. He bets 20. And Tony there limped in with the king-queen. Looked like he mucked the best hand again. And John's going to take it down there with 9-5 offsuit.
Thank you.
And the button moves over to Rick Nebbiolo over in seat 9. And big blind is Allen's over there in seat 2. Again, we are pure playing 5-5 no limit hold'em. The yellow chips are $5 chips. The purple chips are $25 chips. The blue chips are $1 chips. This is a restricted buying game. You can start with a minimum of 300 and a
Anywhere
maximum
between
of
3 and
500.
5.
You can bring your stack up to 500 at any time. This game's been going since about 1 o'clock, so these stacks are pretty deep. Now we've got a $20 raise here by Darren with pocket 6s. You look at the guy in seat 8, he's going to raise it up to 40. Pocket 5s. You might wonder, well, why you make a mini raise here. Well, this could actually give you a chance to drive the hand in position. And if both players miss here, you can bet and take it down if high cards come out. Queen 8-6, but Darren flops a set.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going anywhere now.
No, it doesn't look like John's going to be able to bluff with this one.
And Darren looks like he's
Look
going to
at that.
bet right into it. He's
It's
going
a
to bet
very
25.
small bet, but
And it's such a little bet might induce John to raise here. The $25 bet. Nope, John's going to get
No.
away from it. Well, I think that Darren was hoping that, seed 8 did that with like kings or aces, which a lot of people do with the mini raise.
right.
Pre-flop. So Dave Tuckman has not been knocked out yet. Amazing. He was down to almost nothing. Again, playing
I
for...
do have to say that I really like Tuckman's game. When I played with him, I think I've only played on the same table with him twice.
Sorry.
Okay. Look at Tuckman now.
Yep.
6,000
Wow,
in
he's
chips.
cleaning up.
And he's going against Wellcock.
Yeah.
That looks like heads up.
Yep. And he's betting the pot here on the river. Oh, wow. And Whalecock folds and Tuckman
Oh,
wins.
Wellcock, you're going to let him bully you like that? Come on.
Yeah.
How far I live from here and how long ago I was supposed to be there.
King 8-6 here on the flop with a couple of clubs.
Sit out for 20 minutes.
It looks like the bluffer in seat 8's going here, Shirley. He's leaving.
Gus has flopped a flush draw.
Yep. Turns a 7. And he's got an
Now
open-ended
he has-
straight
yeah,
draw.
now
Now
he
he's
has
got
a
queen
straight
9 of
draw.
clubs. And he's going to bet 15 here.
But seat 7 has the 9-10.
Yep. Jennifer's got 9-10 over there. Sorry we don't have the cards up here.
We'll get him up there.
Gus puts a little bit of a stop bet in the turn. And Jennifer's just going to raise it up to 30 here. Not that much. And is it 15 more or 30 more?
I think it's 15 more. She raised a total of.
So just a minimum, and Gus
Uh-huh.
is going to make the call here.
They come in at 7, the duration.
So here we go. He's got a straight draw. He's open-ended, and he's got the flush draw. And Tony's in there with Jack 9. And the river is a 5. Tony makes a straight. Gus makes a flush. And Jennifer has the nut straight. And Gus checked the flush. He checked the flush. That's unbelievable. How do you check the flush there?
Was he in first position?
He was. He would have got paid off by Tony and by Jennifer, most likely. Oh,
What
man.
position was he in?
He was in first position.
Oh.
That's unbelievable. He tried to get tricky with it. I mean, boy, those are the types of hands that you dream about getting paid off with. Unbelievable.
Well, it's really unfortunate that he didn't get one of those players to bet.
Gave away $30.
Well, yeah, I mean, she had the nut straight over there. I mean, that's amazing. And everybody checks. Check. Wow. That is incredible. Button moves over here to seat 2. And an email here from David McQueen, and he rightly points out, and I'll explain it to you after the hand, that the Bikes Play for Free site is actually a skin of Tiger Gaming. So it's the same Play for Free site. So if you have an account with Tiger Gaming or Poker in Canada, you have to use a different screen name and email address to sign up. So there you
I
go.
was straight and I was third best.
4-way action. Darren flops trip queens right off.
Didn't cost me anything on the river. That's the kind of straight I like.
And Darren's going to bet right away with trips. And look at this. Jennifer calls with a flush draw. And Gus has got ace deuce over there. And he's going to get involved. Well, we talk
What?
about betting in there with your trips, Shirley. And is John going to make a move? John's going to make a move. You bet in with 3 queens. You get a call from a flush draw, a call from ace deuce, and a check raise with a guy with absolutely nothing from up front. Wow.
75.
And people wonder why we tell them to bet right out with their trips.
Yeah, well, it doesn't always work this great.
So let's see what Darren does here. I mean, at this point, are you worried about your kicker? Let's see what he's going to do. He's going to re-raise. And he's going to move all in.
All in.
220.
I think this is a short stack right here.
I guess John just doesn't give anybody credit. What about the smooth calls, though? I mean, he's going to bluff 3 people out. Okay, yeah, the guy bet. A lot of people don't do that with 3 queens. But you've got Jennifer who's smooth called. You also have Gus that's check called. Don't you think somebody could have had a queen there? Pretty ballsy to check raise there with nothing.
Right.
With 6-4. Jennifer is trying to figure out the flush odds here. It's 220 more. I don't think she has odds. And anyone with 3 queens would obviously have redraws to beat a flush. Jack of hearts would not be good. She folds. Gus folds. And let's see if John's going to have to act here a little bit.
Of course he is.
This could be one of the biggest joke hands of the night here.
Can't remember, huh?
6 high, muck your hand.
And he folds, and there it is. And Darren takes it down right there. I don't know what's going to happen if no one knocks Tuckman out.
I don't know.
Maybe the bounty will roll over to next week with possibly maybe a little bit more added.
Or maybe like a Friday night. I could probably play Friday.
Oh.
Well, it depends. Friday or Monday.
Maybe the commentators will chop it up.
Yeah.
I think Dave should win the bounty. He should chop it up with us.
I say give it all to Isaac.
$15 raise here by Rick Nebbiolo. 9-10 suited. And look at this. Well, John's going to call with 7-10 of clubs. And Darren's in there with Queen 4. Even though I was a fan of his move, before, betting it with the set and the trips. I don't know about now.
No.
Flop comes Queen 4-6. Well, Nebbiolo's got a flush draw. And Darren's
Darren
flop
has
top and
two
bottom.
pair.
And let's see. He looks like he's going to bet right in here again. He's going to bet 20. So he's bet right in. And I don't think that he showed either of those hands down.
Someone
Shirley.
get Rick a drink. Yeah, this was too serious.
Oh, there he
today.
is.
Oh, wow.
There's the lovely
That
Tiffany.
was good.
I don't know if we can get a shot of her. The lovely Tiffany. She's from Nairobi, Kenya. And Rick's going to raise.
He doesn't play any hands, but he tips good.
40 more.
Going to make it 40 more. And let's see what Darren does. I think this is what Darren was looking for, right? He bet he got raised. I mean, from how he played the Queen Jack hand, you'd figure that he's going to re-raise here again. I mean, if he just calls and checks here, it's a disaster, right? Because Rick is probably going to take the free card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's Tiffany. And he is going to re-raise. He's going to re-raise it up to 100. Well, and now Rick brought it in. I want to say pre-flop, the pot was $75. The guy bet 20. Rick made it 40 more.
We need to see what
135. And the guy raised it up another 100. So the pot is 275 and it's 100 to call. So 2.75 to 1 on his money. I mean, if Rick just does this with a flush draw, he's not really getting the odds, even if the guy has a queen. Even to push in here. Because he's only got 2 cards to come. The pot's 275, it's 100 to call. If he pushed all in here, I mean, he basically would make the pot about 675. You know, and the guy's shown a lot of strength by betting and re-raising here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be interesting to see what Rick does. And he gets away from it.
All right, show the turn and river. Or not.
Well, it's unfortunate for us that
Yeah.
the Steeler has not. No,
Have you my button?
hasn't done it. I like Queen 4 there against 9-10 of spades,
Make it
though,
25
Shirley.
in the dark. Let's check it all the way down. You guys want to do that?
And we got about I don't know, half an hour, 35 minutes left in the
You guys
show.
want to do that? You guys up to that? 25 in the dark.
It looks
check
like
it down?
Tuckman is still alive.
Right there.
There.
I bought the book.
There's only one blind.
Anyway, well, did we look at?
Not this.
Buttons moved over here to seat 3 or seat 4, and Gus has got pocket aces in
I
seat
don't
3.
know how happy they'll be about it, but I'll
Played worse hands for 25.
Limp, limp.
Wow, something's going on. Okay, new player, new player coming in. His name is Chris. Looks like he's going into seat 8.
And Gus has got pocket aces.
25.
And he's going to raise it up to 25. And look at everybody call here. No. Darren calls. Well, Darren's played questionably pre-flop, Shirley. He's got 8-9. And we can imagine if the flop comes 8-9 or trip 8s or trip 9s, he's going to bet right out here. $100
Yeah, I would
pot.
imagine.
King 4-3.
Eric
Oh,
has
look at
trips.
this. Eric's got a set of 3s.
Let's see if he leads out.
And wow, let's see if Gus gets into trouble. No, he checks, and Gus is going to bet. And again, the reason partly why you lead out is because a lot of people will just lead out with something like ace king or king queen to see where they're at. But if Eric makes a big check raise here, a player like Gus might get away from it. You know? Because how many people check raise the flop with, without at least 2 pair? Gus has bet 100. The pot is 200 now. John's got an open-ended straight draw with deuce 5. A couple clubs out there. And he's going to make the call with 2 clubs out there. And now you got to think that Eric's going to check raise. And again, if Eric check raises, he's check raising 2 people, and that really, really demonstrates a lot of strength. And you almost think that aces are no good. The pot is now 300. It's 100 to call. He doesn't have that many more chips to really fiddle up with. And he says he's going to raise.
Right.
There's the 100. The pot's now 400. And I assume he's probably going to move all in. Let's see. Yeah. Well, he's going to move all in. Well, let's see.
But the thing is it looks like it's only like 240.
Well, wait a minute. Let's see. Let's see how much he has. He's already made the call, and he's going to re-raise. The pot is 400 plus whatever he raises. And it looks like... Looks like he's got about 300 left, Shirley.
She looks like 275.
And he's going to push
and
all
he's
in.
moving all in. I think
And
it
Gus
was,
is going to ask for a count, and I think it was 3 stacks,
I thought it
4
was
stacks of
275.
75. He says, tells Gus, I got a good hand. Well, let's call it 300 to make it even, which means the pot is 700, 300 to call here. And again, I almost think if Gus lays this down, Eric could have played it better by leading in big and letting Gus raise the flop. Again, Eric has check raised 2 people here.
and you're not just saying that because you know Eric's cards. You're saying that because you always believe in
Right.
leading strong with your
Made
big
hands.
hands, right?
Yeah.
Especially when there's draws out there and a king. Somebody probably is very likely to hold ace king or a king in their hand.
Right. And Gus calls, though. He makes the call. And now the pot's about $1,000, 300 to call. And John's on a draw over there.
Everybody sending me home?
Gus calls.
I would sure love the ace king.
And he, would you think if your hand was good now, might you re-raise there? And look at this. John's going to make the call. This is unbelievable. Gus just smooth calls, and John makes the call with a draw on the side. And we've got our biggest pot of the night here, folks. $1,300. And look at this. Gus is saying to John, do you want to check it down? But that's a disaster. Disaster for Gus. The funny thing, though, is that Eric, he already has him beaten. John picks up a diamond draw. And it goes check, check, and John could pick it all up if he makes his draw on the river.
Gus is drawn dead.
And here we go to the river. The river is a 5, but the set of threes is going to take it all. And I got to tell you, I almost have to call.
Gus was drawn dead because if he made trip aces, then C4 makes this straight.
I got to tell you though, I have to call Gus out from what I heard on the table. It was a little bit unethical. He asked the guy if he wanted to check it down. They don't really allow you to verbally do that in tournaments. I've seen people give them penalties. I don't know, maybe you can do that in a cash game.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're not as strict about it. I don't know if there's any written rules in the casino as far as doing it because it's the right thing to do. Or
Well, it was an interesting set of circumstances.
ethically, I don't want to question his ethics, but
well, anyways, Eric takes down a $1,300 pot, but it was an interesting set of circumstances. If Gus thought his hand was good, why wouldn't he re-raise seat 4 out? And by checking it down, even though Gus is behind, don't you want to bet even a hand that's second best against a hand that's third best, but can draw? Draw to win the whole thing on the side?
that was a nice pot.
I mean, Gus could have bet money on the side and probably got a call from John and made some money
some
on
of
the
the money
side, even
back.
though he was behind seat 1.
So if he had
It was just a really interesting
if he
hand.
had continued betting on the turn and the river,
Yeah.
it might have actually made him break even on the call.
Right.
He could have been free rolling.
Right.
Well, actually not free rolling because he was dead, but drawn dead. But he could have made $200 or $300, and then it wouldn't have cost him, that extra money to even call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Break even.
Look at this. Whale Clock on 2+2 says, update, Tiger Gaming is rigged. CEO is Dave Tuckman's dad. Well, we had a raise
All
here
right.
at 20. I believe it was by Eric with King 8. Now he gets top pair and he checks. This is interesting. Seed 8 is a new player. His name is Chris. And Eric... And actually, you know what? Excuse me. Chris raised with 9-10. Eric bets here with King 8. And Tony calls with Queen Jack.
Tony, you felt 100. I mean, you already put it.
And Tony's behind. Eric just won that big pot, and he's ahead with king 8. And look at this, another king comes in. It might get Tony involved now. And Eric's going to bet again.
50.
He bets 50. And again, if Tony thought his hand was good on the flop. But look at this, and now he's going to muck it. Wow. Just interesting. It's almost like your hand gets better when the top pair pairs, but he decides to fold. And the river was another king. and Tony really would have been involved then, right? I just can't imagine.
It's really less likely that that is his opponent had a
king of diamonds on the end.
Had the king, but he didn't.
They're overall.
Unbelievable. Look at Tuckman, almost up to 10,000. Wow. Are you kidding me?
He rules.
Blinds in this game?
Yeah.
I didn't know. This is my first time.
It's just like the regular 3-5 game.
Look at that, he's chatting away. Again, people in the dialogue box remind him to be on time tomorrow.
Can I
At
have
the
a
voiceover.
sunrise, please?
I'm sure he's listening.
Oh, yeah. But that was a really interesting hand, though. Again, I don't know why you wouldn't re-raise with aces. I don't know why you wouldn't bet on the side with aces. And maybe he thought he was behind and he needed help to make something like 2-pair. Just don't know. King, Queen, 10 here. It was limped around. And seat 8 there. Chris is going to come out and bet with Queen. He bets 30. And it looks like he has the best hand here, right?
Yeah.
And he's going to take it down. I think he showed the hand. I don't know if I'd be showing Queen 7 from
No.
out front there, but... Yeah.
I'd say he calls $300.
Look at Barry Woods commenting on Gus's hand there with the Queen 9 of clubs. Gus's move was not bad if you expect one at least of the two players to bet, and you check raise. Well, I never want to count on somebody to check raise. And again, I think Surfing on the Line, I said, you can't plan to check raise 2 uber passive calling stations. And that's true.
Something like that. That's why I thought, I really want to put any more money in here.
And then did you see that he
for ace king, to be honest with you.
Well, that's what I said. I'd love to have ace king.
he gave Barry a hard time for calling with Jack High? Remember last week he did that?
I wasn't here for that on Monday. I think I was sick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, did you watch it?
Well, I heard it had it on the background. I don't know what exactly Jack High can beat, but three-way action.
I think everybody knew Barry was beat with Jack High except Barry. He just didn't see it.
Jack 4-7 here. Eric's got second pair. Check. And Darren's going to come out and bet with ace high here.
25.
Chris is most likely going to muck queen deuce. Let's see how Eric plays the second pair here. 6-7. Oh, wait a minute. He's reaching for chips here. I mean, maybe I thought the seat had bluff-itis here, surely. But it's going to fold.
Nope.
And Eric does not get involved. And there it is. And Darren takes it down. Got about 20, 25 minutes left in the show. And who was the big winner tonight? That's always an interesting question.
Well, we know who was doing well, but it looks like Eric has probably shot up there.
Yeah.
Gus was doing well. Seat 4 was doing well. Looks like he's lost some too. Oh, actually, both of them lost to the same player.
Seat 5 is going to raise it up here to 20.
20? Why so much?
Is that MAC makeup that you have there?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Isaac couldn't flip over too quick enough.
You don't want him to flip over because I'll show everybody that you still have the bracelet on.
I can't get it off. That's why I don't want to break it.
give your acting coach your money.
You know what I mean? I don't even know how you got the thing on. Struggling. I could uncoil it.
I'll get it.
All right.
I'm going to make you wear it the whole show, though. And then I'll take it off you.
We had a raise here by Tony to 20, and Eric re-raised. And actually, Seed 8 re-raised, and Eric called. So Chris is the re-raiser, and Tony's called with King 10 of diamonds to a raise and a re-raise. And he's hit a king. But look at this. Chris, the re-raiser's got the nut flush,
Nut
King
flush
7-3.
draw. Nut flush draw.
Nut flush draw.
It's all you, my brother.
And it gets checked over to Chris,
Tony checks top pair.
and he's going to bet 100 here. Well, remember, Tony raised, Seed 8 re-raised, Eric called, and Tony called.
If he has queens, I got him.
Now let's see if Eric's going to fold here.
Might have to just put them all in to see.
And Tony says, he's talking, he says if he gets queens, I got him. Let's see what Tony's going to do.
Why so much?
He's in a tough spot here to a raise and a re-raise.
You want to go all in?
Tony's asking, do you want to go all in? How much does Chris have behind there? Oh, and Chris says, unless you want to lose your money. He's got about 300 left there, Shirley.
Are there blinds in this game?
He's seen me.
And this is another interesting hand here.
Where do you see you play?
Tony raised it
go
pre.
all in.
And look at this,
Wow.
Tony's going to check raise all in. And Chris is going to call on a draw. He's got an overcard and a flush draw.
Let me see a 10.
Wow.
Got a heart draw.
He's got a heart draw and an overcard, and Tony's got King 10.
I didn't know Tony had it in him.
And here we go to the turn.
Let's hope it holds up.
Turn is a 5. Needs to dodge an ace or a heart here, and the river's a 3, and Tony is going to double through.
Wow.
Covers.
Well, if you think that your ace is good there, you've got 3 outs to the ace and 9 hard outs. You got 12 outs. The pot is already laying you. The pot is probably about 600, 300 more to call. You're getting
Yeah,
2 to
you're-
1. It's the right call, right? If you think your
You're,
ace is
you're
good.
getting pretty close to, well, it's like about, with 12 outs, about 47%, right?
And the pot's laying you
So
about
that's-
2 to 1.
Yeah,
So.
it's pretty close. Oh, 2 to 1, yeah.
Well, the pot's laying you
You're
2 to
getting-
1.
Yeah, you're
It's-
getting it then.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing is, though, if Tony's got something like 2 pair or set, you're in real big trouble. And I got to tell you, the way that Tony usually plays, I don't put him on a hand as weak as King 10 there. The problem I have sometimes.
Say that I'm no longer a whim. Like,
And look at that, Shirley.
There we
He
go.
says, I'm no longer a wimp. The problem I have sometimes with that ace-6 hand is I think that Tony might have ace-king. And I think my ace might not be good. Because he raised pre-flop and he called a re-raise.
Right.
So that's why I think maybe he might even give up with ace-6 there to the big check raise. But, hey, Seed 8 just sat down at the table, so.
That's the man again.
And he's short by to $40, Shirley. Seed 8.
To what?
$40. He's up behind $40.
Huh.
And Eric's going to raise. He raises it to 40. Chris has got King 5. He limped in with $40 behind. Let's see if he's going to gamble it up here.
That's King 5.
Yeah, he has King 5. He actually made it 10. And he got raised to 40 by Eric. He's not going to play. I don't know.
So did you ever used to watch the show Lucky?
Lucky?
Uh-huh.
No.
That was a great show.
I did
We're
watch
talking about it
Tilt
here.
on ESPN.
Yeah,
That
no, this was
pretty
before
bad.
Tilt. No, Lucky was a great show. I liked it.
Was that about poker? When was that
It
on?
had poker in it. It was about 3 years ago. Here's our chip count.
Well, Gus, they're about
So Gus,
1,500.
yeah,
so I
Gus
think
in
Eric.
the lead with 15. But
Yeah, but Eric is the big winner though. He's got 1,400. I don't know what he started with, but he started
the show with 700. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's doing well. And
John
Jennifer,
with
she's not
800.
doing
And
so
I think
well. and
Tony's up a little bit.
Chris
too.
has a measly $40. What's going on?
Yeah.
The one with the least outs was me.
I didn't like
So it had
it. A lot of outs. A lot of draws.
oh, it was a great show.
Hopefully that appear.
And I thought maybe one of them would be out.
30s.
You again?
And $30 raise there, and fold.
There you go.
Thank you. I don't want that thing. Bad luck.
And look at this. Actually, Barry Woods makes a post on 2+2, and I think it's a good point. I don't remember if you were in the booth with me, but Gus actually got angry with Barry last week when Barry and Hav were in the pot, and Gus didn't want any talking because there was a side pot in the hand. And now Gus just asks the guy, makes a proposition to check it down on the side. That's really interesting.
Right.
Pocket kings here for Gus on the button. And Eric's going to raise it here with ace queen, and let's see what Gus does with kings. Remember, he just lost a big hand to Eric. Let's see if he plays a trap game here, Shirley. That raise is big enough where you might not have people come in behind you. Although I can see that John in seat 4's got queen 10 of diamonds. He might play it.
For 80, it was $80,
It's
right?
45.
Oh, 45.
45.
Yeah.
But Gus is going to re-raise here.
Raise 100 more.
He's going to make it 100 more to go.
145.
And John quickly folds. Chris has got 8 deuce. He's in there for the rest of his chips.
Doesn't want to go with king 5, but goes in with 8 deuce. Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see what Eric does here. He's got ace queen offsuit, out of position.
But right now you're not playing with anybody behind, bro?
Do you want to take this hand to a big re-raise? Gus has been playing a little bit tricky tonight. And Eric's thinking about it here. $100 more pre-flop. And he's going to see the hand anyway, Shirley, which might make a difference, remember. Because Chris is all in on the side.
Right.
So it might make it a little bit easier to release. You know? Ace, queen offsuit. He's going to fold.
You see those? It doesn't matter. You're all.
So here we go. Gus is a huge favorite here. Heads up against 8 deuce suited. Oh, look at that. An ace would have peeled right off. But Gus has got the nut flush draw.
Right.
And Chris is drawing dead. And Gus makes the nut flush.
Chris wasn't drawing dead. He had an 8.
No. Just a flush.
He was drawing.
Oh, yeah.
He was drawing to an 8 or a deuce. But
Didn't see the 8.
I had ace queen.
But I don't think Gus was going anywhere with the nut flush draw. I mean, it would have been interesting to see that hand play out post-flop, but... Anyways.
Thank you.
And look at Tuckman. He's got all the chips at the table. Are you kidding me? Wow.
That's why I talk.
Over 11,000? Come on, 2 plus 2ers. Are you kidding me? You can't beat
Mike
Tuckman?
at the horseshoe when I was a kid. It was crazy,
Jeez.
Mike. But
Look at this. He bets $3,500 into a $50 pot.
that's hilarious.
He probably flopped the flush the way he plays.
I just can't believe the table with McLaren and people like,
Go, David. That's funny.
That's why Danny talks.
Well, yeah, but I'm not going to play.
No,
I'm not going to ever
You shouldn't say anything, but you know, a lot of people can't help themselves. That's why you tell he couldn't help them.
Raise 15 more.
Actually, I thought he had a big hand when he said, "Is that all you're betting?" And then I thought,
And seat 6 is going to raise here.
Yeah.
2 players.
But then when I said you want my call, maybe go ahead if you want to get beat.
And a couple players have flopped the flush draw here. Jennifer and Darren, 8-4 deuce. And Darren's going to bet right into the flush draw. He was the pre-flop raiser. He bets 25, and Jennifer calls.
He wants my money, doesn't he?
So here we go to the turn. Turns a king. And Darren's still in the lead with queen high here. And he's going to bet again.
That's the one lesson I tell everybody: don't talk.
He bets 25, and Jennifer calls. And if both players miss, it would be a shame to see this go check-check. The river's a 6.
They did both miss. And if it does go check-check, Darren's going to be surprised.
Oh, look at this. Jennifer bets. She bets 30 here, and she bet it quick. She bet it quick here at the end. And there you go. Jennifer's going to take it down with the bluff.
because he guessed.
So there it is.
But these kids are asking, and these kids are talking.
Yeah, and then she flopped the set. He flopped the straight. She turned the blouse. He turned the flush, and then he straight flopped.
Button moves over there to Hollywood Tony in seat 5.
When I watched, I went all in against this doctor who plays with the Bellagio. It was so bad. This kid had jacks, I pocket aces, 40,000. This doctor comes in his ace-9 suited, and the chip leader calls him queen-king suited. In spades. They have spades. He has jacks. The clock comes 8-7.
Oh, there he is.
Oh,
the sucker
that
guy.
one.
The sucker guy wants to get in the game.
Lying on the river, I get.
We just got word in our ears that the guy that had badmouthed us wanted to get into the game.
Yeah, we got it. There he is.
Lib here.
Right after Doyle.
5-way action, $25 pot.
Really good.
10-6-3 with a couple clubs. Tony's got a flush draw, seat 5. Looks like pocket 4s is the best hand now.
20.
And Ricky's going to bet 20.
I got some too. We're both drawn.
And
I'm drawn. I'm being honest.
Tony calls and he tells him I'm drawn.
He tells Rick, yeah.
I'm drawn.
I'm drawn.
Turns a 7. He picks up additional outs here. He's got a lot of outs. Overcards, a straight draw, and a flush draw. And the set comes on the river.
Why does it have Rick's card and it doesn't have, what's his name, Eric's cards?
Oh, and you know what? Because I think that I called it wrong, and that was my fault.
That it was Eric involved in the hand,
Yeah.
not Rick. Eric
Yeah.
had bet, not Rick.
Yeah, I thought Eric had bet with Jack 10 with top pair, so there it is.
Okay. And Rick wasn't involved at all.
So Eric checked it down there. I mean, he picked up outs there, too.
Well, then that's great. I mean, you know, if Tony can call a small bet there and then have it checked down to where he has.
Absolutely. Sometimes I get confused with seat 9 and seat 1.
Depends on like what way the cameras.
I wouldn't have bet. There's no money in there. I wouldn't have bet on it. I would have just said I made a hand. There's nothing. There was our $40. I don't do that. I'm not doing it. Probably have to trade in better play.
Now, King Queen here on the button for Darren. He's going to limp in. And it looks like everybody
Some
limps.
guy I didn't like, I might.
7 players.
7-way action here, $35 pot. 10-4-3. Alan's got pocket 8s here.
Set of 4s
Yep.
for John.
And Rick's got an open-ended straight draw, and he looks like he wants to make that little mouse bet that I say. It's like he's a little mouse there on the table. $25 bet. Alan just calls.
What's John going to do?
Well, if John calls here and Rick hits a deuce or 6, John's probably going to go broke. John is going to raise.
He puts a race in. He makes it 100.
He makes it 100 to go. And Rick has just kind of been, browbeaten over the head all night long.
Queen 4, here's the same kind of thing. I mean, there's no money. I wasn't going to. Yeah, the Queen 4 for my 10-5. I had a great hand, big blind special.
Let's see what Rick is going to do here.
Another nickel if you
didn't even want to play that.
No,
I don't think that he wants to get involved here, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is an acting job.
Yeah, you get trapped.
You get that 5 in diamond, all 5, 5, 10.
In the Bellagio last year,
I mean, sometimes you could actually make this call if you really thought that seat 4 had flopped a big hand, and you thought that you were going to get paid off. But Rick just doesn't have enough money to chase for one card to 8 outs, right? He just doesn't have enough money in front of him. But he's going to make the call. I didn't think he had enough money, but he makes the call here. Maybe he's got an extra stack there I can't see. It looks like he's got 300 behind.
Two and change.
Now, the worst thing John can do is here is check to give Rick a reverse free card. And the turn is a
He
deuce,
is.
and Rick's got the straight. And I didn't think Rick had enough money to do this. We'll see how much he's going to get paid off here. And Rick checks. I mean, Rick basically had about one chance in 6, and he made a $75 call, so he would need to win a pot of about, I want to say, and John moves all in about $470, and Rick quickly calls. And let's see if
Rick can't get his cards over fast enough. Look at that.
Look at this. Unbelievable. Rick's got a straight, and here we go to the river, and the river's a jack. And let's keep the board up here, because I want to analyze this hand. The pot was limped around. It was a $35 pot on the flop. Rick bet the pot. He bet $35. It was $70. John raised it up, to 75, which meant that the pot was now about 150. It was 75 for Rick to call. Rick has 8 outs with 1 card to come, figuring that John is going to bet him off of his draw on the turn.
On the turn.
Which basically means he's got about 1 chance in 6 of hitting it on the turn. He's making a $75 call. For that call to be profitable, you would want to win a pot of about 400. And I'm doing what I'm doing is multiplying 75 times 6 here, because you got 1 chance in 6. About $450, and I don't know if Rick really did it, because he won an additional $280 out of his stack, and there was only about, another 75 in the pot. And I hope I didn't go too quick there.
No, I got it.
But I don't think he had the money to do that. I don't think the money.
I don't think he did neither. But
you know,
and when we do this on the fly, and if we went home and actually calculated it a little bit better, or spent 2 minutes without going into a next hand.
No, I know
we
what
could
you
probably
mean.
do it, but
I'm just looking at him. He's got 8 outs with 1 card to come. He's got
on
about,
the fly. It doesn't seem like he did.
Yeah, I mean he's got 1 chance in 6, pretty much, a little under 1 chance in 6. He needs to get 5 to 1 from the pot actually. So if he's going to make a $75 call, he actually needs to make 75 times 5, which is over $300, or it's about $375, which I don't think he did. And that's actually the equation. Got checked around here on the flop. Turn is an 8. But I'm sure Rick will go back and watch the archives and defend himself on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he only had about 280 left there. And he ended up winning about 330. So it wasn't quite there. And that's if the guy's going to pay you off all the way, too. So. And Rick has got cards here. We can't see what he has. He makes a bet here at the end.
He has all his chips over his window, that's why.
He's got Jack 6. He bets here and he takes it down.
Oh, yeah. No, I started with...
You're not even in it.
Russ McGeely says, I definitely put Dave Tuckman in the Play Money
Well,
Championships.
someone else called him the Suckout King again. I think it's the same. Let's see, Russ. Russ is the one.
Look at him. He's got over 12.
This one's Wilcox. Dave is the Suckout King of Play Money. They keep calling him the Suckout King.
Yeah.
You do it.
Oh, yeah.
I was crossing out all the hands in my head. I was like,
Limp,
I know you don't got
here.
aces. I know you don't
You're on
got
a good
kings.
pocket
I
pair
know
to
you don't
begin
got queens.
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, I'm calling it. You're 30, his 90 gold. So,
I don't know why I didn't think about Jackson at all. I just skipped that damn man.
$15 raise here by Darren. Eric's going to call. Tony calls with ace 10. 10-9 deuce here on the flop. And I think some people pointed out something that we missed here.
Yeah,
Sean,
I
at the
didn't.
end.
I didn't hear that, so I don't.
Get it here at the end of this hand.
I don't know if he really said that.
75?
$75 bet here by Tony with ace 10. He bets right into it.
70.
And actually, Eric bet 35 with an open-end straight draw, and Tony's going to raise it up here with ace 10. Now, Darren's got a gut shot to the queen, over cards, and a backdoor heart draw.
Look.
And Darren's thinking about it here. The problem is you're going to have to deal with Eric behind you who bet the flop, right? And he's going to raise again.
Wow.
A bet, a raise, and a re-raise with Darren, who raised it pre-flop.
So 170?
He's going to make it 170. And I got to tell you, the way that I know Tony, I think Tony might lay the hand down.
I think so too. That's a bold move from Darren. I think it's going to work in this case. I can't believe he just did that.
Well, it's going to get Eric off his draw. Well, the guy doesn't have that much money here. That might be what Tony might have going for him. But Darren
I don't
raised
know
it
how
pre-flop.
Tony can. Honestly, I don't know how he can make this.
Well, he
call.
made it 100 more. It was a $35 bet on the flop. Tony made it 75, and this guy made it 175. So the pot now, I want to say, is about 300. 100 for Tony to call. 100 for Tony to call, and the bot's about 300. Actually, I think the pot's more like 250. Excuse me, 100 for Tony to call.
Yeah, it could. It'll go on probably for an hour and a half.
And there it is. He's going to lay it down. He's going to lay the ace-10 down, and Darren takes it down there with a big semi-bluff.
Show the river cards over there.
Oh, there we go. It was a king,
wow, and a
queen.
king and a queen. Unbelievable. So Darren would have made it straight.
We won't know.
All the money probably would have went in there. So anyways, we got a couple...
Queen, king, yeah, he would have...
we got a couple posters here who said that at the end of the hand there with the kings for Gus...
When Gus made the...
Against the guy with the
nut
deuce
flush.
8, he made the nut flush on the river, and he asked the guy if he had an ace. And the guy said no, and then Gus said, oh, I have a low flush, and turned his hand over.
A little flush. I didn't hear him say that. I
didn't hear him either, but that's pretty... that's pretty... you can make your own conclusions from that comment.
I thought it was I played that terrible. I was looking at the pot. I thought it was 40.
Okay, last hand of the
This is
night.
going to be the last hand. Are you going to take this bracelet off?
Time flies, yeah, after we get you on camera one more time.
50?
And Tony's going to straddle it here. And look at this. Rick is going to loosen up his raising requirements. King, queen. He raises it to 50. And Alan's got ace, king.
I remember that 45.
And if I know Rick is loosening his hand requirements up because
and
of
that's
the
real
straddle
loose
pot.
with king, queen.
Yep. So
for
I
Rick
think
it
I
is.
might re-raise here, and that's what Al's done. He's going to re-raise to 175.
And it looks like that's probably going to be the end of this hand.
I can't imagine that Rick
As
is
we
going to
know, Rick
call
won't
here with
call.
king,
Yeah,
queen.
he's already called with king, queen, $10 or whatever it was. Oh, he actually raised $40.
So let's see here. He's thinking about it.
I'll see what came.
He's got a lot of chips in front of him, but does he want to take this hand on a position, and he's badly dominated. And Alan's a pretty solid player with ace-king.
We haven't heard much from Alan all night.
125 for Rick to call here.
And now Rick's smiling. See what that drink does? This has one drink, and what a lush.
Oh, you want to know what he has?
And he folds. And Alan's going to take it down. Well, that's going to be the last hand of the night. We're going to take one more look over at
Tuckman,
how he's doing over there at the thebike.com play for free site. And there he is. Oh, look at that. His stack has gone down. He's got about 8,000.
It looks like it went down to Alex Spade.
Alex Spade. Wow. And it looks like they're talking all kinds of...
Tuckman, you suck.
all kinds of crap to him over there. Again, if you want to, good luck to those players trying to knock David out for Bicycle Casino poker pads and a $100 bounty. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Join Shirley and I tomorrow night for the whale game.
Right.
5,100 no limit hold'em. Big. Can you take this off for me now, please?
After the show.
All right. Well, for everyone here in the booth and for Shirley Rosario, I'm Bart Hanson. Good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
15?
It's here. It's big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.